and you should be able to hear me, see me, and also hear and see Danai, and of course hear and see our screen brought to us by a wonderful sponsored episode, mymoneyja.com. This episode, of course, like so many other, like all our other episodes, is a conversation between me, or I should say amongst myself, Danai, and whoever chooses to join us and talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. Danai is a licensed investment advisor, but I am not a licensed investment advisor, and nothing that's done or said in this show. Ooh, we're hearing the typing heavy. Nothing that's done or said on this show should be taken or misconstrued in any way, shape, or form for investment advice. If you want to actually get investment advice, which I would encourage all the investment decisions to be preceded by investment advice, research and investment advice. So you can book a session with Danai, and he is bookable at dhalladvisory.com. If you want to learn how to do it yourself so that you can know if you need to do X, Y, or Z while you have your decisions in front of you, you can come to everymickle.com/grow and you will learn about it there. But in our conversation this evening, you should not take it or misconstrue in any way, shape, or form that it's investment advice, and you should understand that it really is just a conversation between or amongst people just talking about the market, right? And while we might talk about, and we will talk about things that are live, right? We call it day one bricks, and somebody said, but a day two, because of one on one, but no, it's not just day two. Well, it really is day two for one on one. But it's always day one for somebody somewhere else on the market, and that's the kind of thing we want to talk about, and anything else that you might have on your mind. There's loads of interesting things happening on the market, including one thing that I think started off yesterday. So today is day one for it, and we'll talk about that as we get in. It's something that I suspect a lot of people, I know that a lot of people haven't seen or paid attention to. Especially, I don't know if the distraction is the one-on-one IPO or anything else, but I was surprised. I was surprised because of the response or the lack thereof of a response today. And I was talking to girl subscribers about it. So, with all that said, welcome to this week's Brick Talk. Send a speaking request if you want to join us, if you want to ask anything, if you want to have anything made clear, if you want to tell us about something. How is it going? Have you gotten your refund yet? I hear some people still out there balling about them refund. And you got your refund yet?
I didn't apply, but yes, I'm hearing the balling as well. It's pretty crazy that, I always say it. No way the IPO start on the day, so you see me? We can't get money back. The thing lists, and that's wild.
Get to
I
actually
think
day two.
I think to me, like, we kind of look like we're past that, but here we are.
Yeah, it's a rough situation. I mean, literally day two. So that means that you might have people out there who
Want buy and can't buy.
literally want to buy and can't buy, literally, or want to buy something else. Want to buy something else and can't buy, and the money lock up. Um, that's a rough situation to be in.
Indeed.
I don't even know what to tell you other than consider it. I think that will only. I think that will only continue to be a situation as we as the market grows, because the reality is that the market is only going to keep being under this kind of pressure, right? And this kind of pressure,
I've been saying that a lot recently. Yeah. I've been saying that a lot recently.
it means that you have to adjust how it is that you
Invest.
actually,
You
how you
plan for
invest.
things.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. I put it this way to people. At least in the girl subscribers group, I was talking to them, and I put it this way. I say the money that's made on the money that's being made now is no longer being made from IPOs, unless you're investing maybe 5 grand, 10 grand, maybe 15 grand Jamaican. Throwing all your money in an IPO is no longer the best strategy. Them days dead and gone.
I'm also laughing at that, by the way. Not that specifically. Somewhat of a tangent. But the point for me was, I'm looking at Twitter, I'm seeing a lot of the same thing we saw around 101. People are upset around dollar that they only got so much in an IPO, right? Like they really thought like it's almost like the company slight them for not giving them all the units or giving them a lot of them units. And it just go back to you probably just don't understand how it works. And you probably need somebody to explain to you or just read the prospectus. And if that doesn't do it for you, just have somebody else explain on top of that. But then but then I was looking at that and I look at like some of the things like some of the people I saw complaining. I was looking back and I was saying, but I know I saw that person was complaining about Flipper and was complaining that thing there. I remember the time on the thing there, around sometime last year or so, and the conversation around thing there, lower level income people investing. Remember that?
How can you tell poor people to invest and them don't have any money?
In my head, I'm like, this works perfectly for anybody with thing. Like it rough for you because you have 100 grand, boss. Sorry, you have it. It's like thing that again. It's first world problems. It's like, oh my God, my 100 grand, my $1 million can't go in an IPO and double anymore.
Yeah.
Well, there are people out there with them 10 grand and 5 grand, and it's working really well for them. Some of them just start invest. Some of them scrape to get our money, and this is them start. Maybe the money not even think that them find our money and do it, and then get back them profit. The profit stay invested and then keep making investments on top of that base. But then money go back to their pocket because they need it. Like something like that. In my head, I'm like, a lot of that works out for. I mean, you know it. You know we've done a lot of things recently where we meet a lot of income that invest, right? Or them just start and they never believe them couldn't do it and think that. So when I'm looking at this or see around it versus the conversation, then it's really. I was just laughing at it this week. And I was like, I don't think you realize how classy this sound sometimes. Like Jano, like I don't think you realize how you sound right now. You see me? So it was an interesting moment for me.
Yeah, wake up call. Funny enough, going to the good parts of that thing, that I never thought of it that way. But you're right. If IPOs are not great if you are thinking about the ultra poor. I don't know why there's always somebody jumping on talking about the ultra poor the second we start talking about anything on the market. Like
I think part of culture, and I think the conversation happens in a space where after that is spoken about.
That's true. Everything you tweet, but what about ultra poor people? I bought my girlfriend a car. But what about people who can't afford to buy them girlfriend a car? What? I'm not talking about them. But I brought that point up because ultra poor people can actually IPOs are
they get a better value for their money than I do, than anybody else on the internet. Like if you can find the money, if you can scrape together whatever, then an IPO is a really good way because one, you don't have to deal with the risk of yes, there is risk. I'm not going to say that's not the truth. I'm going to say that's whatever. I'm not going to say IPOs feel foolproof. You're going to make a bag of money. Well, they often allow you to make a lot of money if it's the right IPO, right? Then it's often it's getting the level of return you can get on a 5 grand. And if you're really new to this thing, you just want to start. An IPO is way safer than. But I don't really know about this company. I don't really know, and this is not the cheapest it's ever been type of situation. This is not the first people can invest in it. A lot of things around an IPO lend to we can make a bag of money if you get enough. If you get enough in the door, or whatever you get in the door can get a good return on it, right? And of course, yes, the disclaimer for somebody come and say, but risk. Yes, we get it. Not every IPO get that, right? But end of the day, it's much easier for somebody to do that. Get the thing in the couple of weeks or the month, whatever. Get a very strong return on their money. Get back their money and go about their business, and then they start investing. Then, boy, we go come to the market and read about the stocks thing, and now have a thing there. There's no rush on the thing. There's no flippers pushing the price of X, Y, Z. Yeah, so just looking at it thing there. Around the audio, they're saying the audios could go up more.
Okay. I'll show
Yeah,
it more.
I'm hearing you well, so I don't know exactly how you did about that.
I'll
But
show it more, but yeah, I'll try to. But if there really is still a problem with the audio, let us know. On Twitter or on YouTube. This would be YouTube, right?
I'm not even know. YouTuber up.
YouTube is up. We are live on YouTube. But I don't see anybody saying that on YouTube. So I figure it's Twitter. If you're having a problem hearing me, you can let us know. And like I say, if you want to talk about anything
YouTube.
specific on YouTube, okay. If you want to talk about anything on you, anything specific, send a speaking request, and we will talk about it. If you're on YouTube watching us, so you want to talk about something specific, or you want to ask about something specific, anything at all with regards to the market, um, jump on Twitter, search for hashtag Brick Talk, and just send a speaking request, and we'll get into it together. Now, that point, then the good side is if somebody is suppose they only have 5 grand, IPOs are great because it's better than cash pot. You can almost
Mm-hmm.
certainly assume that it's good, the company is good, and almost every
Maybe.
company listing is probably gonna have a little uplift to it. You'll
Yeah.
you'll get all your 5 grand in, and your 5 grand will do really well on day one or day two, and it will be much more. And then they're like the corollary. I always screw that word up.
Oh, all right. I don't know it either. I mean, I don't try. I just
the
say
thing on the opposite side of that argument is, yeah, but then even if you make 100% on 5 grand, it's just another 5 grand that's another money. Well, if
that
this
person had
person
5 grand. As I said,
only
first
had
world
five
problems. You
grand,
know,
yeah,
you
it
are
is.
you're vexed only because your boss, your $1 million car double. Right? And the truth is, the $1 million I'm gonna put on for you.
That's right.
It's
Yeah,
if we come, we take everything we can from whoever, whatever, and we make it as even and fair as we can. That's what we're trying to do. So
exactly.
sorry, the $1 million can't do it. You have to go for it. Maybe the big IPO will come that will you can get a 1 million and 500,000 in, and you can maybe get a double out of that. But if it's a smaller IPO, then the smaller man can win easier than we than anybody else. So
Yeah,
I actually cannot be upset with one because we often know how it goes before the IPO even thing that we've seen.
yeah.
I always find that funny too. Everybody takes their frame of reference for an IPO on the IPO they saw most recently.
Recency
But
bias. The thing is killing the
but then
market
they
right now.
don't. But then think about it. It's what I'm going on. It's what we learn. It's what we JFP. It's what we Spurtree. Like, how are you here again?
Yeah,
Like, and the information is there. You see how much money they're taking. So you're okay, we got John sorry. This even less than the last one then. But you come with the same mill and they say only get 5 grand something. Like there was no in my head, there's no way you think that you really thought that come on, this will do this will surprise it'll be surprising and give him $1 million. No way. So how the IPO will move is based on when we see Spurtree and learn and dollar, Cool. But then why wouldn't it be the same thing for how much you can get in the IPO? Or are you upset again? You're upset at dollar, you're upset in learn, you're upset in JFP. What's going on now? So
it's like when once the prospectus drop, people forget what happened the time. But
yeah,
they
man.
remember the last one, but they forget every other lesson before
You
that.
forget only the gain. Remember the gain
Yeah,
alone. It's yo, that it more 200%, It's there for me too.
yeah.
Much of a million can do.
As if people talking about it, the question I was joking about how like people asking, the time, like if I has there been an IPO that lists on a Friday, has been
Friday.
a Friday, has there been, how do you measure IPOs from one to the other, and the measurement basis, or has there been a listing, is just, it's almost like they literally only remember the last one. If you even
Oh,
go
I
back
remember
to,
from it and everything I remember. Just remember say it triple, double,
yeah,
whatever.
it's like the
Alone. See
excitement,
it?
yeah, man. The excitement of the
Yeah, man. Take
latest thing
them.
kind of just knock everybody else brain out. Like, oh god, I forget all of the details. So your first IPO, you put 20 grand in, you only got 2%. So this IPO, you're going to gather up all your money and see if you can put in 2 million because we want a bigger amount. I mean, technically, you're going to get a bigger amount because you'll get 2% of whatever the bigger amount is, but
But the amount of the one.
how you approach it, there is no. I have heard anybody outside of myself talking about the strategy to approach IPOs in this new market. There has to be a new strategy. In fact,
And I like that the name is. I like that it's day one bricks are doing. Because to me, again, it's a new the market shift heavily recently.
Extremely, yeah. With every IPO, the market is shifting,
Mm-hmm.
broadening. How many applications did Dollar get? Not Dollar got like
One
what,
on one.
14,000,
Yeah, something 1400 applicants, something like that. Yeah.
and one on one got was it 18,000? I don't know if Ricardo
Mm,
said it. They usually say it in the
I
speech.
try, yeah. I wonder if that's what I'm getting. If we're a site, if I know I can't. I know if I can a place I can easily check that will find that back. But I
Okay,
think you're right about that. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
about
the number I remember,
18,000.
but I don't know if it's because you say it or because I actually
Yeah,
remember it that way.
and a lot of new people. Every IPO you bring in a lot of new people, so the market is broadening with every IPO, which
Mm-hmm.
means that you as an investor coming in, or if you're in already, your strategy has to be different. And the longer you're in there, the more you know, the more different your strategy has to be. Usually there's a speech there, but the JC also, big up the Jamaica Stock Exchange, they also branched out into the media business recently. So they launched a cable channel, the Caribbean Business Exchange. A cable channel is what they have launched. Um, I feel sometimes like the people asking Twitter for edit button. And Twitter is like, guess what we're launching soon? You can get your profile picture as an NFT. Like, bro, we didn't ask you, we just want the edit button. Jesse's like, guess what we're launching soon? a shopping, what was the thing? What was the shopping thing? A rewards card. A rewards card for you when you shop. Like, that's nice. Could we get shorting? Guess what we're launching soon? A cable channel. And the cable channel is nice. I haven't watched it, but I'm sure it's nice. And I'm happy to see that there's a place for more business content. And I like that it's very obvious where the focus is, right? Caribbean Business Exchange. So JC showing you that
Mm-hmm.
they're not making the J in the name limit them. They're thinking about the Caribbean now. So one-on-one speech was on it, and I did not watch it. So I see somebody in the chat saying 15,000. So I'll not in the chat on Twitter saying P_Nashi saying 15,000. Thank you, P Nashi. I hope that's correct.
So wild ass name.
Nash Pusey. She looks. You know what? Being completely. But I don't know who the person is. All I know is the username and the picture. And I look on the picture, and I'm gonna. I hope it's a teacher. She look like a teacher. She have English teacher energy. And I hope she's a teacher. And I'm saying that because the teachers got a better allocation in this IPO. And I big up one-on-one for having that reserve class for
Mm-hmm.
teachers. That 80,000 units come in real handy, especially these days when everybody is expecting all our teachers to that they're all quitting, they're all migrating. Um, I don't know if they're all migrating. What I do know is that all of the teachers who applied for one-on-one, their allocation was 80,000 units plus whatever over 80,000. I think even that's a better percentage, right? 3.47% of the balance in excess of 80,000 units. So that means that today, those teachers, assuming that they haven't sold, at the end of today, their money is 75%, 73% higher today. That 80 grand is now up way over 100 grand. Almost, it's heading very close to doubling territory. So big up all the teachers who applied. Big up one for having that. Your 80 grand is now 138 grand. Plus the little percentage that you got on top of it. And as usual for a hot IPO, it's not day one, day two, but this point we're seeing now a whole lot more. I ended the day with 1,051 orders to buy it, to buy one-on-one shares. Wow.
And then you also think about Monday when all the trades that never a cars go on the queue yet, just do a drop on.
Exactly. Yeah, the day three. That will be very, very interesting. What do you think gonna happen then? How soon you think before such person calls the peak?
What such person say? I already said $3 in it. So
Oh, so they're calling the peak on Monday or Tuesday?
Yeah, when I say that to them, say it's only like a Tuesday thing. Say
Okay.
such person say those no make sense. It's a $3. We could have a $3 thing going on.
Okay. So it's act surprised when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody who's looking at it, the flippers out there, I mean, congrats on another successful one. Congrats one on one and being the 100th listing on the JSE. Big up the JSE having 100 companies, not 100th listing, 100 company listed on the JSE. Welcome to the club, and I hope it's only up from here, or not too much down. But let's go. So with all that said, well,
So either way, I hope to meet you at the profit points.
that is true. That is true. Yeah, one way or another. I'm looking at it as an IPO that I have not gone in, and even though I'm looking at it and I still haven't gone in, I'm wondering, will I go? Maybe Monday. Maybe I'll go in. Who knows?
Monday, and I'm not trying Monday.
I have other things to put my money in Monday. I saw some exciting things this week. That while everybody's looking at one on one, there's other exciting things, and I threw a lot, well, not a lot of money, but I threw some of my money at it.
So
And
go on this. So true.
yeah, I suspect that a lot more money than I could have gotten in one on one, I threw in it, right? And that goes back to the thing that I was saying at the start. On this market, an IPO is no longer the best way to make your money, unless you're in a reserve pool, unless you have a link in a reserve pool, or it's your company that you work at IPOing or whatever. Yeah, then it's great if you get the if you get in that way. But if you're just applying regularly in the public pool, an IPO is no longer the best way to get your money, right? And we can talk about some of those other options. So anybody who's interested, and I want to hear some of the other people's other options that they have going, or the plans that they have going in this new market, this IPO market. And of course, there's IPOs that are to come, right? Which one do you think coming next first, Danhai?
I wonder.
The
I
RW
wouldn't be
Williams.
surprised if RPO drops soon. Or are you looking for RA Williams first?
Is RA or RW or RH?
RA Williams. Is the thing their name again? Same Sadikori guy. Same name.
Who? R.
R.A.
Daniel Williams? No,
Yeah.
no, that'd be RD Williams.
RD, right. I see my food.
Whatever it is, the medical company, you think that one will be next over RPL?
I think RPL first.
You think RPL first? RPL first would mean GK, which would mean the third quarter, the fourth quarter of the year. Q3. I mean, Q3 ends in September, right? Ends this month. End of this month.
Yeah. Q4, okay.
Yeah. But it could be Q4. It could be Q3. That'd be interesting, because that would be, if it's Q3, that means this month. Yeah, that means this month.
I remember they talk just in the market around dollar, everybody looking at everywhere else and saying, boy, just where prices are, price falling, and all that balling. Imagine an IPO drop. A lot of that is happening now. The same talk, the same fretting, the same what's going on with the stocks in type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah, you know how that go. Imagine an IPO drop in this month. Right after one-on-one come back with a refund when the next one just drop. No.
That's one gone, one bond. That would be great.
See what people discuss it also, but that would be great.
Well, I mean, wouldn't it? Anybody can tell me.
I know for a fact not everybody feels that way.
Who wouldn't feel that way? How excited were people when Eddie Focal prospectus dropped right after
yeah, man.
JFP?
But it just tell them say IPO is not the best thing for them money if they're rich. And them just a find out say they're rich on Twitter just now.
Yeah, I don't know very many people who think so. Even the people that were complaining or talking about things.
It's not
yes,
the
last
problem,
week.
It's
would be excited about another IPO.
Huh? It's not the IPO. It's not the fact that the IPO is coming. It's them looking at the possible reaction to, all right, cool. Maybe the refund money, after the refund going back there, maybe they start them in that they thought will get back something there, not going to move now, that kind of thing in their mind. That's going to be that's how going to think there.
You're only giving people too much credit. Well, let's hear about it. I'm trying to figure out who joined first, if it was Sir Phil or if it was Boom Draw Physics. I'm gonna go with Sir big up. I'm going the Grammy nominated Boom Draw Physics this first this week. What's up, sir?
You say grab me over Louis.
Night, night, everybody.
Night, boss. What's up?
He and I joined like just about the same time, actually. But yeah, like a lot of interesting things happening, that you guys brought up. So one of the first things I kind of wanted to hear, like, thoughts on it, just because, like, the people that haven't gotten back their refunds for the one-on-one IPO, considering that they have actually listed already, like, wouldn't the entity that has not delivered the refunds yet be in some kind of breach, of like their fiduciary responsibility, like, for these people's money?
Why?
Because
What's their responsibility exactly in this aspect?
They have a responsibility to, like, have delivered the refunds by a certain time.
Sure.
And know that the refunds are still not in, and the actual stock itself is listing, like, they're costing people money in a way.
So I'm
am I
thinking
incorrect
about.
in that thing?
I don't know if you're incorrect. I'm thinking about the law. The law does actually have some dates in it. The law does have some dates in it that you have to do XYZ by. In the prospectus, the companies obviously try and keep, and the brokers try to keep themselves protected by. They're going to go at best.
Not giving any guarantees.
Yeah, but I think the law. I think the law has dates in it, but take that with a pinch of salt. I'm going from memory here. Check the law. If they are in breach of the law, tell people to, pressure them. Pressure them. You spend your money, get the service that you spend your money for. There's
Definitely.
A poor broker in Jamaica is a multi-million-dollar institution. A poor, I'll say it again. Yeah, the poorest broker in Jamaica is a multi-million-dollar institution, if not billion.
Yeah, they can follow the money, don't it?
Yeah, man. So pressure them. Pressure them like how you would Andrew Holness. And pressure him too. He's not a multi-billion-dollar institution but work for us, so pressure him too. But pressure the brokers because they are all rich. And I would tell you, as I tell everybody, get the service you think you deserve and the service that you pay for. So if you're not getting it somewhere, go somewhere else for it. I said that without fear or favor across the board. Go with the broker that gives you the best service. So if you're still hearing stuff about you don't have, I don't know, did you apply for it?
Me personally, no, I didn't apply.
Wow, how come?
Because I was using the cash for some other moves, and it's also just not that I couldn't have still found a spare 10 grand to put in there, but I just I just didn't bother, to be honest. Like I just wasn't really interested.
Twitter want to hear you a spare 10 grand.
Yo, meaning like
no, you don't get. You're cancelled. You don't get to explain.
whatever, yeah, it's true. I said what I said, but like
it was person people clearing a card, them tagging.
It was the card them for clear, yeah. So it was a lack of interest on my part, to be honest.
Word. I think why I'm surprised because I'm thinking about maybe the first or second time that you would have said anything on this show before, earlier back in the day, and I don't think you'd make any IPO pass here. No, it's me, and it's not even like one-on-one is not a great company. It's not a great IPO.
It was also the kind of what you're saying, knowing that the allocation is going to be small. Sometimes the effort to maybe possibly exit out of a position to find the money to put in the IPO, sometimes there are better moves on the market than to just try get that that portion.
Almost certainly. If you don't mind, you can say one, because we're gonna say some. I always have at least one in mind that I want to talk about for people. So I don't know if you want, and if somebody says it, then it's great. And I am not the one who said it, and we can talk about it anyway. What was a better move?
I'm not
in your view?
anti-IPO either, because I got some decent returns off of the dollar IPO that I
You,
that
you
I
got it from applying? You got it from applying?
yeah, man, from
Randy,
applying,
I
because
jump in a little bit.
Okay. Make sure you
yeah,
mute.
Yep.
because I had put in 3 different applications, so I was able to get like 35,000 units in the dollar IPO that I had a goal for, which was like I needed, my mechanic needed some money to fix my car, and
Mm-hmm.
I was able to get that specific amount of money to fix the car out of the IPO, and you know I, I moved on, and then I went back into dollar in July, and then I just exited again today, earlier than I expected to.
Well, so you went, so as far as dollar, you were putting money in it, and you did the 3 application thing. That's funny. If anybody actually applied with multiple applications for this one, come and let me know about it. I actually haven't heard many people talking about. You don't. I don't know what happened in this one. If they combined them or they threw them out or what, or they treated them separately. If they are, they
Okay.
treated it
Yeah.
differently.
I haven't heard exactly how they did the combining either, or if they did any combining at all.
All right, but you say you had a better move this time, so that you went into that instead of going into one on one. You want to see what the better move is?
Fosterich.
Word. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say that like especially since earlier this year, I slimmed down a good few brick talks ago. I think I had 8 stocks in my portfolio, and I said I was going to slim down, and then right now, like up to this morning, I only had 2, which was Fosterich and Dollar. But then, I logged on to JTrader randomly, and I saw that my Dollar orders got filled, so I have 1 stock right now, which is Fosterich.
Oh, you use that strategy. You put in the sell order early out.
I put once I work out my goal, I put my sell order in for my goal for the price that would make me reach my goal, and
Mm-hmm.
I let it sit there, so it prevents me from you know hesitating on actually selling. So I just so I've and it, especially because the queue is chronological, me putting in my sell order at that price from early makes me
Mm-hmm.
the first in line at that price whenever that time comes around. You know what I
So
mean? So there's nobody who can all of a sudden then put $1 million unit order in front of me. Like, no, once I know what my exit price is, I put my order in so that I'm first in the line for that price.
that is smart. That is extremely smart. I've not heard anybody talk about that outside a girl. That smartness of that, and that point that you mentioned, that even if later on somebody comes and edits their price to match your price, you will be ahead of them at that price.
Exactly. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, that is a hell of a strategy that people. That's part of the I consider it to be the retail that people invest. You're not investing multi millions, but you're not investing 5 or 10 grand either. You're a small amount investing, but you're aggressive about your investment. That is a hell of a strategy that needs to be done or should be done. I big up you for that. That and it leads to situations like you say. If you don't use
Yeah,
a
like
My Money
I
JA alert, you just see the money in your account because you might not realize that the order trade what you trade, and when you trade, the money is there. So you make
exactly, and it was earlier than I expected it. You know what I mean? I was expecting it, closer to November time. So I had made my first buy for dollar in July,
mm-hmm.
and I'm saying, all right, cool. Like by November, no, around November, I'm trying to get a 10% off of it.
And so you actually got out what 2 months early with your profit with your goal.
Right.
So you don't go ball if you see dollar fly go what's dollar at now?
Dollars
Yeah,
at 330 maybe. I don't remember what they closed at, but I know that I had my sales in at 336 and 337, and they went up
330,
they went as high as 340 today.
329. Wow.
They closed at 329 today. Oh, great.
Yeah, 329 today. So you're not going to ball if you see. It fly go $4 next week.
No, boy.
That sound like you're a baller. I tell yourself you're not a
No,
ball.
no, but not, no. There's always going to be that. Oh, what if I didn't sell? But I mean, I'm happy that I got my goal. So
Mm-hmm.
because I've had it happen to me where something go up and I never sell, and it did the other thing. It started to sink after. So you know what I mean. So I make no qualms about selling nowadays.
And that is right. That's what you should do. As somebody on YouTube says, a hell of a strategy. It is, and it's one of the realistic strategies. I'm taking all of the the credit for that completely. For that strategy, I didn't invent it, but it's something that I've been pushing. I've been telling people, like, yo, if you have money and you're looking to make some serious gains, that there are better strategies than just throwing your money at an IPO. Much, much, much better strategies than just throwing your money at an IPO. And that what you said is one of them. Fast Rich though, why you like it?
Why do I like Fast Rich?
Yeah, man.
Um, Multiple reasons. I feel like the performance of the business has, in terms of, constantly increasing profit. I feel like they've been doing that, and I feel like the way that they're going about expanding their business is interesting to me, and I feel like so I feel like they have things in the works that make them attractive to me.
It sounds like you have said something, but you don't necessarily you don't necessarily want to say what the thing that you want to say. You don't sound like you want to actually say it to everybody. Well, let me hear if maybe it's the same thing that Sir Phil was going to say, because Fast Rich is the thing that actually put some more money in today, for similar reasons as yours, but I don't mind going into it. Sir Phil, what's up? What Phil call himself this week? Brick cutter.
Yo, 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 yo.
What's
What's up?
up?
Man, we're there, man.
Alright, nothing
The,
much though. So I'll ask you first. Oh, your one-on-one looking. You get your refund yet?
mm, I'm no refund for getting it.
Okay. All right. Well, how it looking for you
But
on no, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, man, like actually, what was interesting was so I mean I do some bit IPO when I see these IPOs and just looking back at my particular strategies and how things have changed or how
Mm-hmm.
things continue to change
Mm-hmm.
is really interesting. The when I do I try to be the first kind of strategy. When they
Phil, I don't know if it's I think it's on your side, like you're lying pretty bad, like you're zoning out and coming back in.
oh really?
Yeah, man, I was hearing
Still?
you clearly. Wherever you are now, it sounds like it's good now, so we can just start over.
Yeah, man. So I do the some for some IPOs. I will try to apply the day that the IPO list
So day one.
on day one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a strategy that just comparing to what I used to do. I was looking back at it today, and we were discussing it in the group.
Mm-hmm.
I say used to do like it's a long time ago, but anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that for the way that what I was expecting for this one-on-one IPO, I wasn't so sure if it would really shoot up as high as say $1 or even Spur Tree did. Spur Tree got as high as $4. But
Mm-hmm.
I know it's early days, but just looking at today's the
Trades.
trend today and how many trades How many trades on the volume of trades?
I think there are less, so we had 25 trades in one-on-one today.
30. It's 25, right?
Yeah, 25 trades in one-on-one today. And yesterday we had, I think, 5. Day one, there's never usually any great amount of trades on day one.
Correct.
Day one we had 19. So we had 19 trades on day one, and today we had 25 trades. And the breaker hit yesterday, of course, and the breaker again hit today. And
Yeah.
so it closed at 173 and the reference price 175. So I know everybody and them cousin going. I wonder what's gonna happen the next IPO that we have that is not priced at $1. I wonder what's gonna happen to people. Everybody gonna get fling away.
Right? Everybody get mashed up.
Everybody get fling away because
mash up.
yeah, big up Top Striker Shan. Shan, you know what? If you know how much people quote your, oh no, I understand the circuit breaker. I know Shan's thread. And then usually when I question them, they don't really understand the circuit breaker, but they swear they do, and they have ready a thread, so that thread go far, Shan. If you put a Amazon link in there and see if you can get some kinds of it, or one of them ads underneath it. But going back to the point is that, you know, everybody have it planned out what's gonna happen, which is why everybody have that day 2, day 3, day 4 strategy. But the first time we have an IPO that is not $1, it will be extremely interesting to see what actually happens.
To see who know the maths for you.
Yeah, and to see who really understands it. It's so funny. I was saying that long ago. I don't know if I said it on this or I said it at a grow or what, but if I were listing a company now, I would not IPO it at $1. I don't think that's the best price. Right now, I'm IPOing. I would, the best price I think to IPO
below.
Yeah, I would come with the Fesco. Yeah, I would IPO at 80 cents.
Fesco is nice.
Yeah, man, extremely nice. IPO at 80 cents. Right now, if you IPO at 80 cents, so if you work at a broker and you want to take my ideas and run with it yourself, go ahead and do that. If you know you have an IPO coming, you know that RH or RW Williams or whatever, feel free to list it. Feel free to price it at 80 cents. Or what's the other one? What's the other one that might be coming?
Or RPG.
RPL. Feel free to list RPL at 80 cents too, because everybody's gonna treat it like a $1 IPO anyway. Like nobody remembers that Fesco IPO at 80 cents. And the beauty behind that is that if you get it at 80 cents, like nobody remembers it listed at 8 cents, they treat it like it was an IPO at $1. So when it's at $2, like, you know, you think it doubled, but it really doubled at 160.
Yeah.
So you get the same psychological moves that people have bringing at $2, $3. At $1, $2 is 100%, but at 80 cents, $2 is 150% profit.
Okay.
But you'll treat it the same way. Yeah, man. If I was listing a company right now, I would list it at 80 cents, not $1. Just the benefit of the extra. Assuming that I'm listing a company and I care about the share price. And most of these companies, as I said, don't care about the share price. So Phil, you say you're not IPO. You're not against IPOs. But you are playing in this IPO still. So you have something that you're playing with that's outside of that IPO? Outside of this IPO?
Yeah, man. Actually, this week I was kind of loading up a bit on. Well, I kind of came on to talk a little bit about my recent going back to watching Succession and how it relates to something happening on the market.
Oh, that's a hot one. I don't want to even touch that one. I was wondering if you're going to touch the same thing as Yared.
As
so no, not
I mean,
Lopo,
as Yared.
as Yared. But I'm gonna ask you to hold up just because Succession is one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
No
so
problem.
so hold on, just because I want to hear about that separately. So Yared, let me hear about this Fosterich of yours. Then Yared say Fosterich is the thing that he's been buying instead of one-on-one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed a part of what you said, but
Oh,
I
saying
bought some
I
Fosterich as
was
well. I bought some Fosterich today
okay. Word today. Why did you buy it today?
because I'm so upset. I saw the article that
I find it
about
funny.
Kalila's thing
Uh-huh.
from Tuesday, and yeah, I know Danhai saying find it funny. I don't know if this is what I'm going to say, but me, as a man, where always watch Kalila thing, right? On
Yes.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
right?
Kalila's taking stock.
Mm-hmm.
Kalila's taking stock.
Yeah.
Always watch it, and
I always watch it late.
particularly for the guests.
So, yeah, so
So
that's
I'm
what I
one
love
of the
about it.
people who watch it
I find that funny.
either live or on the night.
Word.
And the article, and I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it on Tuesday gone, and then she put out her article on taking stock on Thursday after the market closed. And that in that article, Cecil Foster of Fosterich, or rather on the program, he said that the company is has made the decision to do a rights issue
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said. You remember
for
verbatim?
$140 million.
You remember verbatim?
I watched the program. I won't say that was verbatim,
What's that sound?
but
Is that
that
on your side,
definitely
Danai?
No, that sounds like some lot or something.
is not my side.
No, my bad. That was me.
Oh, what a man play.
Okay.
First week.
Passage.
finish what you're saying though, Phil. Finish what you're saying though, Sir Phil.
Yeah, man. He said that they're only looking to do a small raise of $140 million, and so they think a rights issue is adequate. And
I hate that excuse. I hate that reason.
Yeah, I really dislike it. Even though it works for what is being done. It shouldn't surprise anybody who's paying attention. Oh, sorry, teacher striker, what's up? I don't think she
Teacher
realizes that
strike
she unmuted, you know. All right, but yeah, you're saying, Phil, that he said 140 million, and so anybody watching on YouTube, the article he's talking about is the article that you should be seeing on screen now, and it is referencing the interview with Cecil Foster from Fosterich, and the sentence. I'm looking for a specific sentence. The company decided to do a rights issue instead of an APO because it's not seeking to raise a large amount of capital. Really, really terrible reasoning.
I don't want to say what I want to say on top of that.
It's a sort of thing that is. It's a sort of.
I know, but it's funny if you really look into that what it does look like.
It creates the impression that a large amount of money cannot be raised from a rights issue. Let me make it clear to everybody.
Yes.
There is no amount of money that can be raised at an APO that cannot be raised in a rights issue. In fact, there is nothing with regards to the layout of the company and the amount of money being raised that can be done with an APO that cannot be done with a rights issue. Every single thing.
Especially because of how APOs are done. I mean, what they're done for, you literally have rights issues for that. Or we don't see the rights issues. I tell you, we never get chopped. So I never see a chop in full effect. Like that one we have now, where them saying things that don't make sense and everybody's saying it like a thing. Them see when I say, oh, you want the APO because you want to get more shares. And I'm like, what? Just buy it.
Yeah, man, that was unbelievable.
Like, say, want to lose money.
Like allocation is a goal, brother. Allocation is the goal.
But
because as far as they're concerned, you know, the discount is like me. It's funny because an APO isn't a discount in real life, you know. That's the funny part.
It's a discount on your future share price.
Exactly.
That's what it is. But there's absolutely
The
nothing.
reason this, but actually, that's what I wanted to say. It's funny that you hear that, and what you will hear from it is a rights issue is done because you can raise less money because an APO, because if you need more money, then APO makes sense. But when he said it, all I heard was we're doing a rights issue and we're raising less money. So to defend my stake, I would have to put up less money.
Oh, you heard it. Okay, I get you. From the personal point of view.
Yeah, so we're doing a rights issue because we're raising less money. Just sounds to me, if I'm going to maintain 80%, then at 80% of 140 mil is way better than 80% of $1 billion.
That's true. But that's funny because in an APO, the Fosters would still have to maintain they'd still have to defend their 80%.
Yeah,
they still have to spend the money anyway.
I know, but it's funny. It's funny because then, think about it then. Why they do AP? Why APOs are generally done? Because the majority shareholder might not even be looking to defend the stake. They might be bringing in somebody else to fund whatever, right? Because if I have 80%, then any raise I take in, then it's on me. If we're raising based on if we're raised and I'm going to maintain my stake, then it's on me to put that much more money, right? So if I'm doing an APO, I'm going to raise more money, and the real reason APOs are done is to bring in, the quote unquote outside shareholders. I think I heard something within that, something along the lines of outside shareholders at the AGM.
Yeah, Foster said that they're doing it.
So you see how everything started, how it really comes together as it sounds like. All right, if I'm doing an APO, then to defend my stake, I'm probably not even looking to defend my stake at that point because I'm looking to raise more money and I'm bringing in the outside shareholder. But if I'm doing a rights issue, that's much less money. I'm fine defending my stake here. That's what it sounds like to me.
I really hate that argument. I want to say it again. There is no amount of money that can be raised via an APO that cannot be raised via a rights issue. Do not repeat that sort of rubbish. It is a lie that the person at the root of that lie knows that you don't know the sense behind it. Which is why they're saying it, because they know that you'll repeat it. Do not repeat that lie. There's no amount of money that cannot be raised at rights issue, but needs an APO to be raised. Yes, but suppose the shareholders say that they can't. Which shareholder? Where the money come from then? Which shareholder tell you that?
But Randy, think of who the people that say that are speaking to. They're speaking to the majority shareholder about their ability to raise money. Don't it? Nobody has ever asked anybody on the market, you can afford this?
The canvas, of course. They did a canvas of shareholders to see whether or not they could afford it.
Yeah, man, the number 1, 2, 3. When I'm good, how much money will I bring to this? Why, all right, we can't redo that, so we can push to the outside. Now, we can bring in some too. That's what it sounds like to me.
But hold on, here's what confuses me.
And the argument about...
No, I know, Randy. I think about the fact that, I know you're going to say next, but I think about the fact that the majority shareholder, the principals of the company, their job is not an investment banking and investment law. They run this company. So when the guy that them spend bag of millions with, them broker, tell them, say, well, an APO, you'd have to be raising that much money in an APO. It would cost you more because it's more of a process, but who we going to listen to?
Yeah, you're going to listen to the money person who...
He might tell me the law said, because we've heard there is no legal mechanism for transfer of rights. We heard that one before.
So, I cannot believe that. I can't believe that is a scary...
But you know where that come from? It's very scary because it's coming from somebody that works in the financial field. You don't know.
That advises companies.
Better you say that.
Yeah, it's better me say that with my lack of knowledge. But I know that there is it. Rights issues are older than all of us. How come all of a sudden a renounceable rights issue don't have any? It is in the name. Renounceable rights issue.
Funny,
how could there be no mechanic to renounce it and it's in the name?
The same outside shareholder they bring in, but if I renounce a right to him and him just come by you get a release about your business.
You could get more money.
You can get more money. Your share price protection looks better. That's very funny. So your value of your shares look better.
And you defend what what retail investors care about, and you keep the value of your overall company. Since you're pretending to care about that, you keep the value of your overall company much higher.
Who's a
There's
retail company, Randy? And a broker, and you borrow money from a broker against your shares, and the APO water you out, and your price drop, and the same man I call about margin call.
ooh, that's how.
And my player say, no man, these guys don't understand the fundamentals. So like you never understand. Like,
Yeah, man.
What a chop.
That
It's like,
is a
boy,
chop.
them trade on your
Whoa.
shares, them re-trade on your shares that way. Boy, I can't really do much now. I can probably cut down the margin by X amount. So you have to pay back only so much. Brother, that would be so funny.
That is a chop.
In fact, I can offer you a different loan. I can
Yes.
restructure your loan.
We can restructure the loan you take already. These guys don't understand the fundamental. All right, here we have to do. So these shares, put them in trust. Put them in.
Yes.
So the 20% you have 60% of the shares. That took the 20. Make it go that if anything. That's what I'll call it. I'll take that over here. So, and I'll get the dividends from it. So
You know,
you get a better loan, man. It work out, and it's not your fault. It's the market fault.
Most people don't understand what you just said, and I think it'll take maybe 3 or 4
I
years
know.
before people understand. People understand how much of a chop that is, and that a lot of them are in it. And I hope that at this point, I hope you're watching this 4 years from now, and looking back and realizing that ratted, maybe they weren't talking rubbish after all. Bottom line, if you're a retail investor, like I said, when I hear APO, I sell immediately. When I hear rights issue, I buy. And that situation, Dana, is a hell of a situation. You could really set up that's how you set up a company to be able to get more of their shares.
Get more of them shares.
Yeah, man.
Get a nice little loan out of it.
Yeah,
and even
man.
get more fees. Because you don't tell them, say, well, I'm booking for more hours because I put a prospectus together.
Yeah, man.
Upon
And then what you do is, if you have sense, 2-3 years on the line after you build up a strong stake and you get the
Rights
pieces
issue.
that you want from them. You don't rights issue
But why that
or
shareholder base now, you know? So it's okay if you can do a rights issue. You're more likely to get the money. Blah 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 rubbish. And remember, I'm going to defend my stake, you know, brother. Oh God.
or you do a
Wow.
or you do a share buyback.
Yeah. And so yeah, man, you can. I have people sell back your shares. They don't have a stronger stake now.
Yeah.
You got PMB every time.
Oh my God, people,
Oh,
this thing
God.
there's levels to this thing. Here is not an accidental thing that the law is written in the way it's written. My favorite book on
But that's the
investing
problem.
is a
The
couple
person that-
100 years old, and there are things in that book that are on the market now. There's nothing new under the sun, including shorting, including rights issues, including dilutive secondary offers, which in Jamaica we call an APO because it sounds like IPO.
Or preemptive rights removed rights issue.
Yeah. That's another thing. That's a good point you
That's
mentioned
not a thing.
there.
Because that's not another thing. That's not a thing.
That's
Yeah.
a chop.
Yeah, that is. I stop short of calling it a chop because finance carry feelings. and
Me
people
call it
think-
a chop.
Yeah, it's a chop. All right, here's what I'm thinking. Let me make it clear. A rights issue is an issue of shares along the lines of the preemptive rights of a shareholder. If you remove preemptive rights, are like the right of first refusal. So if Dana and I have a company, Dana and Phil and Teacher Striker have a company, and Teacher Striker owns 10% of the company, and I decide that we're going to issue some new shares, so we're doing a right issue, she has the right to 10% of the new shares that I'm issuing. No. If I remove the preemptive rights, if I call an EGM or at the AGM, I vote to remove the preemptive rights, which is the rights along which the shares are issued in a rights issue.
Mm-hmm.
I personally do not think that the company should then be able to call that a rights issue, because it's not a rights issue. You have removed the rights.
No rights.
Yeah, it's a secondary
I remove the
offering.
same rights I'm saying. Think that. That's not
Yeah.
that. No rights, then no rights issue, right? No,
Yeah, man.
Better way, Teacher Striker own 10% of the company, then I literally cannot take up 10. I cannot say, okay, I'm giving away 10% of the company to somebody else. So what I do, I call the EGM and I put that preemptive rights removal. And then what happens now is that if Teacher Striker vote yes, and if enough people vote yes, if enough people vote yes, then guess what? Teacher tried for none of the rights in the company. She no longer have a right. She no longer has a right to her percentage of the company, so she can't get up and say, "That's mine. You can't give it away." I can now go and sell a piece of this company and say, "Well, you tell me say no, you tell me say the rights that you have, you don't want them."
Yeah.
That's
or the shareholders said at the most powerful
the shareholders say.
At the most powerful point where shareholders speak, which is at a shareholders meeting, aka AGM or EGM. Now, if you're doing that, cool, go ahead and do it. But then after you've done it, don't call the issue of shares a rights issue because it's not a rights issue. And I personally I have a moral problem with the term APO. I think it was only used because it sounds so much like IPO and everybody love IPO. But I think it's a bridge too far if you remove the preemptive rights to then call the thing a rights issue. It is not an issue along the lines of rights because the rights aren't there. That's like saying road painting, but you're voting on the roads being removed, and then we're going to pour some paint out on the ground after that. That's not road painting because there's no more road.
When I remove the preemptive rights in a company at this AGM, I don't have to remove them again ever again. I don't have to remove them ever again. It's a scary thought to me, and I actually should definitely run it down and check it, but I don't think I've thought about it enough. So I should put it somewhere.
I don't know.
Remember to think about it.
Yeah, I think
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, I wondered also. I really wonder. So I'm thinking that if you give the board the right to determine blah blah blah, usually the wording is linked towards the specific event.
The thing, but if it's not.
But if it's not, you've just given the power. You've just given up the power going forward, right?
So no, I don't have anything there. I don't have any real. My actual buying into a company has no protection now. I buy 10% of a company. Guess what? It's 8 tomorrow because we got to give some nutrients to these guys over there.
So on the flip side, again, I don't know. The law would say, and the lawyers could say, if a lawyer wants to join and give a view, you can. But what I think is, I can think of examples of both. For example, I think JamT, the directors took the right some time ago when they changed to an unlimited authorized share count. They also took the right, asked for and received the right to issue shares to do business on behalf of the company. And they've never asked for it again, and they have issued shares since, which is why the share count changes. The issued share count changes all the time.
But isn't that it? But is it not?
So that goes towards your point that I don't think they have to ask again. That is scary. Yeah.
But I've also seen wording about in respect of removal of preemptive rights. In respect of. With respect to the right.
I get that.
Or whatever.
No, well, Foster's zone is interesting, right? Because as I've been on record saying that I expect Foster's to do an APO. I still expect them to do an APO. What is happening now is what we expected. They're gonna do a rights issue first, and then they're gonna do an APO. When Foster's was putting out the notice about the AGM, the resolutions at the AGM, every one of them say and or rights issue and or APO. So rights issue and or APO. Resolution 5D, rights issue and or additional public offering. Resolution 5E, where they ask you to remove your preemptive rights issue and APO. So I think they're very clear. They know what they're doing.
To me, I don't even want to say it, but as far as I'm concerned, this was always going to be the thing, and
very
I
much
said it in some places that all right, they do the rights issue, and it's why I even thought of. I think that's probably why I was already looking at Eric when I heard him say we're not doing them again. We're doing the rights issue because XYZ. In my head, wasn't this always the plan? And it just seemed that way. Like we could do the rights issue. I'm not necessarily. I'm not. I'll tell you how I thought it would run. We're gonna do a rights issue, a larger rights issue, right? And this ties back to what they were saying at the AGM, where they said, "Yo, we do the rights issue first, and if it's not fully taken up, we do the APO, right?"
Right.
So as far as I was concerned, one guy in this room, or somebody in this room, knows that it won't be fully taken up because I have to foot the bill for 80% of the offer, right? If it's a rights issue. So I know so I'm not going to fully take up my shares. So then the APO, when the rights issue going to happen, and then and then whatever I don't take up in the offer, now goes into an APO. So it maybe only take up 60%, they only take up 30% of the offer. So 50% now out there, that 50% then goes to an APO and that's what happens. So when I look at that now, it sounds like, all right, cool. And then also the mention of increase in the junior market limit.
But here's the funny
I
thing.
think that was it. I think, okay, maybe a bigger raise, whatever. And I'm not going for 80%. I know it don't make sense. It still doesn't.
Exactly.
But
because even
I
with
know,
the junior,
but I know the line is walking though. Because again, I'm not boss is running company. He's not here for the stocks thing. He's not here for the law thing. Him know him company and know for running company or whatever. He need to turn to the lawyer and the investment banker, and them are gonna tell him say XYZ, so he go. So his point of reference is the expert that tell him that this is how these things work. I think that's the case across any well, which APO happen outside of financial companies. Wow, that's funny.
KP REIT. I mean, technically it's a financial company, wasn't it? KP REIT.
Yeah, but different ball game. But then I get to say, I don't.
What's
I
KP REIT's share price? No, after the storm, what's KP REIT's share price?
No man, let me tell you, no man. You say, remember exactly that it's going to be high. Say anything you see that's not make no sense, right? I think it's around 17. No, I mean, I think my money J is in a 1.
Okay, my money J is very accurate here.
No man, remember say it fly up. Remember somebody was saying, see it there, it fly up.
That's true because it did go above the APO price was what, 750?
And so why would it trade above it? Remember that? And say, see, shareholders CREs for it to be above APO. You remember that, Doc?
That is true. There was somebody who did.
Shareholders now see that them stop see. And it says
there was a guy who was
see yesterday blind. See yesterday blind tomorrow.
There was a guy who was very adamant about KP REIT that was talking to us before around the time of the APO. He did
talk to us.
He did. You know, as in, yeah, man. There was a guy who, like me, you don't really go back and listen to the episode. Yeah, man. For a long time too. He was pretending to be a beginner, but very obviously considered himself to be an expert. He's a guy who said that he sold once the APO was announced. But then when he said the interviews and stuff, he bought back in. And he couldn't understand.
I think a different guy, to be honest, but that's funny.
Yeah, he was on Brick Talk. I hope him listening now. And this APO was 750. Good luck. Or as the experts say, Godspeed.
In price, man, good man.
Yeah, because pray that
fundamentals.
Yeah, so pray that there is somebody. Pray that there's somebody with a vested interest in buying KP REIT way above 7. Yeah, bear in mind that this stock started the year at $9. So
after a strong run from them, it was almost. I did a lot of things. It was very thing there. It was that quietly. So you never hear most people talking about KP when it was running up.
Mm-hmm.
Quietly strong. You get some good money out of it. Cool. And then here we are.
Yeah, you're getting burned. That's the danger of a APO, and it can stay at that price for years.
You mean when it was quietly running up after a right issue, right?
Right, exactly.
Right. Proven.
Right.
Proven has only got. Who said that? Recently, the Proven has only gotten better, more profits, and nobody's buying it because so much people are selling it.
Yeah,
people are buying.
Exactly.
They are buying. Check the trades. On the thing there, JMB, people buy. People love that company. I think it's a great company. Stock problems.
Yeah, same thing for Cygnus.
I was a believer, you know.
Yeah, yo, Cygnus.
All them are why think of APOs seeming to only happen inside the financial ring. What's going on?
And
the guys that know.
Wow. I don't know if it's the guys that know. I think Barita. I maintain that Barita knows, and they're the only ones.
Barita
they're
knows.
The only ones
and
who
make
have
sure
done it
and they make sure it makes sense for people. That's funny.
They're the only ones that have done it differently, and my memory isn't short, so I remember that.
My issue is if they know
CPJ
if they know and know certain things in place, it's almost feels malicious. Feels.
You know what?
If they know better,
Seeing the trouble that Barita went through to ensure that their APO would not be that destructive to their share price tells me that other people could have done the same thing. And if they have not done the same thing, then I'm putting it on them. Yeah, they just didn't care. Yeah.
You know how business is. I mean, we know it's going to fall, but so you go.
Yeah.
Big up Barita still.
Yeah.
2 APO, two.
Yeah.
And everybody had one and mash up. Jesus.
Yeah. And they do two and maintain. And it's because you can tell from how they've done it that they know the dangers of it. And there are things that you have to do. They did it how I would do it if I had to do an APO. If somebody said to me, we're gonna structure it this way, so find the best way to do it this way, I would probably do it how they have done it. I'm also interested, like I said, my memory not short, so I remember that CPJ threatened to do an APO. Yeah.
It's a threaten.
I mean, yet,
no, bro, they offered it very amicably. Tell me, say, yeah, man, nice thing. I wonder if, you know what I wonder?
What's that?
Us not hearing from them in a while is them changing mind, or they are them ready for the APO? Car prospectus out and ready soon.
If you pay attention to the chatter in the market, not the chatter in the market, but the chatter from the company and around it, you remember that the reason for it, they stated a reason for it. There's hinting that they were acquiring something and something big. I think it was said that they're acquiring, they're grabbing a whale, and so the idea behind the APO was that it should. Naturally, it should allow them to acquire the thing. And that's not to say that they need the money to acquire the thing. I always say, you borrow the money, acquire the thing, and then you do the APO to pay off the debt that you used to borrow the money. No, the last thing I remember hearing was they're considering doing an APO with rights issue features.
Yep. And then I don't know if Big Boss said it or it was repeated as APO rights.
No, man, it was said at the AGM. I remember hearing
APO rights.
An APO with rights issue features.
No, man, I remember afterwards it was. I don't know if he said it or I heard it or somebody else was saying that, and they were calling it, and they were saying an APO rights. So they said APO rights each other, and then the repeating I heard was APO rights. Like I said, something named so.
Well, if you can make something up, just make up anything.
It's APO rights and justice.
Yeah, I see people asking for APO. That's like asking for, when are you guys bringing back segregation? That's good times, huh? It's literally in the same class to me. Because you're asking for something that hurts you.
It's a right, I don't think people get that. It's like a man come to you and tell you, say, everybody knows this. You and wife own the house, and then you hear say, yo, our cousin get peace. Oh. I'm not selling peace, man. But I'm not selling peace. Just think of that. Somebody else I get peace of your house. Just because. And then you find out, say, you would tell her, say, cool.
Yeah. No, baby, I'm selling the second apartment to my outside wife.
My name on that one. Yeah, man. But cool, man.
Yeah. But
you give the power, man. We cool.
Certain outside women in our relationship, they need somewhere to live too, right?
Folks,
try it.
So what happened to the kid? What happened to the children?
She don't have she don't have any children, but she stated that she has certain.
It was a large acquisition.
Yes, certain interests. She stated that she has certain interests in this relationship. So we're gonna give the pool house to her, or the apartment that we have, the one that we're Airbnb-ing. We're gonna give it to certain outside women in the relationship. And
strategic acquisition.
Lord, please don't make a woman repeat any of these lines back to me.
Oh God! if that go on, Randy, I'm sorry, but we're not gonna laugh in front of you.
Go. I don't remember how we got to this. We're talking about it started with that line about Fosrich doing a rights issue. No, this is a big deal, by the way, people. This is the point how we got here. This is a big deal. Fosrich said they've cleared it up. Hey guys, we're doing a rights issue. And then I paused on the point about them saying that because they're not looking for a large amount of money, then it's okay for them to do a rights issue instead of an APO. I know that's rubbish. Because here's the truth. going into the next line. Again, this is quoting Cecil Foster. We wanted to use the remaining share capital that was outstanding, so it's just a small 140 million. What you mean, brother? A small 140 million.
Up my boss.
Yeah,
So,
you need to
Randy
come on,
thought, you know,
come on Twitter and say that, but they'll cancel you. A small 140 million. We're going to the market for, and I think the market, from indications, we don't
I
have to
feel
do
I
an
don't know where
APO.
them thought they from.
Yeah. No, again, I just reiterate, there's no amount of money that can be raised at APO that cannot be raised at rights issue. And if
And the
you
same
are
people I
a,
get it from.
yeah, if you are a majority shareholder or a large shareholder in a company, you need to be very careful of being led into an APO. All right, because it might squeeze you more than it squeezes everybody else, because everybody else will sell their shares, you won't. And the right person who might be tricking you knows that you won't sell your shares, which means that you are caught in the vice grip.
Who that? Outside shareholder?
Outside,
Who know
don't make,
who
after I
know
say
own
vice,
30,
after I
own
say
30,
vice grip,
30%
don't
of
say
the
that.
company and you own 50. Big up.
Yeah, and you owe them money, right? Dangerous thing. Dangerous
What a
thing.
box.
Yeah. The beauty behind, the safety behind heavy borrowing, heavy leverage, is being comfortable with selling your shares. If you are not comfortable selling your shares, then you need to fret. Anyway, here's the funny thing. They said that because of the remaining share capital, which is what they're going to do. Now, just to give, again, I know a lot of beginners listening to this. So let me explain it quickly. 500 million is the limit on the junior market. I think Fosrich IPO'd, and they have, how much share capital them use? I think they use 360 something. Up to the end of the second quarter, their share capital was, have I opened the same file twice? No. 369, 620, 810. So 500 million is the limit on the junior market. So it's not 130. If my math is correct, I could have it wrong. It's actually 100. It's not 140. It's actually 130 that they would have in terms of space, which, ballpark. That's cool. Now, there are 2 points around that. One, it tells us a whole lot about the possibilities of the rights issue. But the second point, I just want to raise here that what is the proposed increase in the, what was that?
What the hell is happening?
I don't know. My phone just said it muted everybody, but
I think that was I think probably I did that accident. Person
Okay.
moved everyone, but
okay. So for I'll do the second thing first. The second thing is, if 104, he says 140 is what he's quoted as saying here, on Khalila's show. Since it's just a small 140, and if my calculations are correct, it's actually a smaller 130. If that is enough for you to do a rights issue, what is the amount that the junior market is likely to be increased by? You remember how much I said they're increasing? They're increasing to $1 billion, or they're increasing it to 750? You know, Danhai? Danhai, you muted again.
yeah, the thing now typing some exchange rate.
Okay.
The 750 is last I heard. There's an article recently.
Okay.
Big Boss Street Forest, Dr. Street Forest came out and
I heard it was said that she said that it's already signed and it just
proofreading,
needs to be.
Randy. It was proofreading. I said the right thing.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about. I added extra to it. I don't know how true it is. I'm giving second hand. I was told that she said that it's already signed, and it just now has to be passed in the house. It has to go through the legal process. I don't know how true that is. I'm just repeating hearsay. All right. I hope it's true because I love it. But here's a question: if the limit currently is 500, and so Foster should only have a small 130. If the limit is raised to 750,
More space. Give me a space.
more space, right? And if they took the 130, out, they'd still only have 250. Is 250 enough to have to do an APO?
Yeah, man.
there's still a question about what they're doing because 250, in my view, is not enough to do an APO. That's easy right to share money same way. 250 million is easy
It's
right to
not
share
much more
money.
than 140, especially across, especially putting that across the shareholder base and really ask if them can't bring that money.
The same shareholder base that will give you 2 billion. Come on. But then the question is, how are there? This raises a question which is similar to the question that would be facing iCreate. What are you going to like? Are you going to break the 500? What happens then? Are you going to break the junior market limits? You're going to graduate?
I wonder. If they keep the debt unconverted.
I don't think that debt is gonna stay. You're talking about iCreate?
I know, me neither. I know, but I think that's the only way to hold it out, right? Because your share cap touch that quick. It's the only way to not. What's the thing there? And then too. So terms on that day. It's the interest rate may better than dividend. Hopefully. I mean, it's dividend. Wow. You miss that? If you're not selling, if you're not going to sell these shares, then you probably better keep it as debt.
Because you have a guaranteed income on it, right? That is a good point. That is actually a strong point. But that's a business
value, point. And the value on conversion is the same no matter what. Yeah. So the share price running, that's my real value of my debt.
Yeah, that's true. And you can maybe edit the terms of your debt to ensure that you have control over the company. I mean, iCreate had done that, although they did it in a weird way, and I wondered how that would have been handled with that 101% thing, which I wasn't sure that was legal, but I'm not a lawyer.
I still don't know exactly how that run.
I think it was changed.
And also,
wasn't it changed?
It was.
I believe. Yeah, sir, it's Phil company though. Phil, how your company doing?
Well, but hold on one thing though.
It go on good, but it was changed to 51%. When they did the...
Well, so I really remember talk about sometime, you know. Every now and then.
Sometimes.
Invite him tongue and talk sense.
Yeah. The reason why I think...
Man, lucky.
Yeah, lucky again. The reason I think it was weird is that there are certain rights that cannot be removed from shareholders, including the right to be able to kick a board member off or to kick the board off, and that means the right to call an extraordinary board meeting at a meeting of shareholders, and that right cannot be removed from shareholders. But if there is a shareholder class that has a power attached to it that always outweighs the other classes by 101%, then I don't know that that's legal. So I would not be surprised.
I think of Cygnus. But I know what I'm going to say next. Cygnus golden share come with the ability to remove the golden share.
Yes, and Cygnus's golden share I don't think it does exactly the same thing. And Cygnus is not a Jamaican company. Alright, so it follows JC's rules, but it's not a Jamaican company.
Not a Jamaican company.
Yeah, I don't know how St. Lucia's laws view that sort of thing. IBC, I'm on an impression you can do all kind of things with it.
Vibes.
Going back to Fostrich.
So the real vibes for the market.
Yeah. Going back to Fostrich. In fact, forget the 750 point. So they have 130 mil that they said that they would raise. Now he says 140. I'm saying 130 based on the remaining share capital, the outstanding. Yeah, so you can round it up a little bit. So maybe 10 million to pay the broker to do the 130. So the company raising 130, the broker eating 10 million for doing the rights issue. Look at that, brokers. You can also make money off doing a rights issue. There's no need to do an APO. Do remember, you will kill the market if you keep doing these APOs. You will hurt yourself. You're poisoning yourself. Anyway.
Poison pill. Oh, God.
Yeah. That's another point.
Think of how much you need a poison pill now.
Yeah.
Because that's why I did an APO.
Yeah. Which is why Cygnus has the golden share.
We're also not there. a lot of the market isn't there where and feel it. We're heading straight into the point where we need the poison pill. A lot of companies will need it, but because it don't happen yet. It don't happen yet. I know some people would say it has happened before, but we're not entertaining about it because I don't want to say what I want to say.
Yeah, please. I'm tired of talking about that too. So yeah.
But it's a stupid point often. But yeah,
we're in the space where it's needed
this
now.
kind of thing now where it starts being needed.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. You know, I think, but I don't. For me, my personal thing is I'm trying to see how quickly are we going to get to the point where it's known that we need it, because the companies that are doing it, the people that are agreeing to the APOs, I don't think they know what they're agreeing to. But funny enough, I could be wrong. I don't think a lot of the brokers know that opportunity is there either. But it's only
that's a good thing for me. That's a thing for me. So it isn't that the people who can do it or are off the mind to do that kind of thing. You don't have enough of them out there that it's general. Oh God, we have enough, but we don't have. We have enough, but it doesn't look like enough.
Well, it only take one, as the gentleman from Mobile said.
I know. Oh God, I have so much to say.
I don't want to say that sentence, but I really want to say that sentence, but I can't say that sentence on the internet. But I gather it only takes one spark to start a fire. Anyway, going back to the 130, the actual rights issue.
Looking at more than one sparks, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh so God, the thing is, oh God, cool.
Yeah. The 130 million as a right issue. This allows you to have an idea of what the right issue could look like. We have the bones of the right issue, because we know that assuming that they're raising all of this, which, I mean, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they take the whole of it? We also know how many shares make up Fosrich. We got my money, JA, for having information right at our fingertips here. So 5.02 billion shares is what makes up Fosrich. So, I mean, which way you want it? And would you divide the money by the amount of shares?
No.
You divide
which shares?
The current issued share.
No, I wouldn't, because then they're not likely to just give you get one share at the X price for the amount. They don't get double the thing there. They've already given us, actually Fosrich has given us how much shares they're issuing, or they're giving us an idea of the amount of shares that they can. Because an APO might be there, that might not even be the total amount of shares. I would say put a 250 on it, split that across, and not even. Oh God, there's so much. But that can change a lot. But then if you put the 250 on 126.
No. I'm not going with the 250 yet. No, man, I'm not going with the 250 yet. I don't want to confuse people.
I bring in the 250 for a reason. But sure. Because if they do that, if they only issue that 126,
which is very close to 130, right?
Yeah, but then I think it's less. But I don't know. Yeah, you make the easier calculation here. I don't want to confuse you to run down that whole line. Say very right. 126 mil. That's very close to 130. You might see a $1 something per share thing. That if they issue all the shares, if the shares are all issued against that.
So currently the share price is $4. It ended today at $4. Or is it 401? $4 flat. I could see a rights issue at $1, right? But then that means then that it would be a certain amount of shares for the 126, right? So 126, the other way. Would it be the other way?
No, it's not the other way. You're calculating what percent of the shares, or the current shares will be added on, right?
No, man.
The next way around. 126.
No, I'm not calculating that. I'm calculating like what form the right issue is likely to take. So they might tell you that, okay, you get one share. You have the right to one share for every 39.8 shares. Or they round it up.
Do the next way?
40 to 1. No, that's a good one. 40 to 1. You have the right for every 40 Fosrich shares.
Oh yeah, I was gonna do it's funny. I was gonna do the next way and bring it back up, and I do the same. It'd be the same number.
No, you see, you
have the blessing.
You have the blessing of somebody who taught you math without it being a big deal. I have the blessing of knowing what it's like to be scared of maths for years. So this is the way you do it to make regular people understand. So I don't know if this is the form it will take. It does not have to be the form it take. They can
Is
do
that
other
one?
forms.
What's the number you have here?
126.
126 million. You wouldn't add that next year?
No,
Why?
because you remember how weird it was that they said this, even though they spoke
stock
about
split don't
splitting and
happen
all. Yeah, they spoke about
So I was
getting
wondering.
the greater amount of shares, all of that. But in in resolution 5C, they said issue up to 126 million ordinary shares. And the question,
Remember
some of us,
Jamty approving the what you call it again? Pre-split.
yeah, but that's
The
for the employee share
program.
plan.
And they put how much shares they're going to take. And then the shares weren't issued yet, but
They split the
in
later.
issue, the things that was authorized was then split, or was considered split after.
I think Jamty.
But then
I wouldn't be surprised if years
that
later.
be two different things.
Yeah,
This can be two different things because they're authorized to issue. I think Jamty might have issued. They had them in outstanding shares. So they created the space for the shares. So the shares are all authorized. This is authorized amount of shares. That's the amount of shares to have out. Does not all them issued yet.
Exactly.
So this might be the actual 126 mil.
Also, it was a different time. Jamty did that employee that incentive plan years ago in a different market. Meaning,
no man, remember the recent thing there is the
recent one is just a continuation, a replacement for the first one. And that thing that they did where you're going to get one share for X years ago, and then we did a 3-to-1 split. So because you're now getting the shares 2 years after the 3-to-1 split, you would have qualified for 1, but it's after the split, so now you're gonna qualify for 3. Jamty did that. Different company, different lawyer, different time on the market, right? I feel like this. Not that your point is incorrect. I feel like this is being careful.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right. That's what I think I'm doing it for academic reasons. But yes, I think you are right.
And for this, I found it very interesting that they separated the creation of the new shares, the splitting of the shares, and then after that, they still talk about issuing 126 million. This entire thing to me looked exactly how I thought it looked. From my Reddit, I thought they're gonna do a rights issue first, then they're gonna do an APO. Why would they do an APO? What are they thinking? How are they going to handle the junior market? That's what I always thought, right? But this 126 million ordinary share resolution here tells me, I noticed that they never got Andor. They went Andor afterwards. But this is to me read like 126 million ordinary shares by way of a rights issue to existing shareholders.
To me then, that's what I said. They're authorized for that specific thing. So I think this 126, if they didn't rights issue, that's how much they're pushing out. 126.
Yeah.
So that's what I think I mean. So I think we have a wow. Money.
So 126 million units. So assuming my assumption that they do 126 million units in the APO, at the current issued share count, yeah, you could see it being, if you round it up, for every 40 phosphate shares, you get one. Not Jamty. Yeah, for every 40 phosphate shares, you get one. You have the right to one phosphate share at $1. So for every 40 phosphate shares you have now, you have the right to one phosphate share at $1. Please remember, I am speculating here. Using the things like this is live speculation. Things can change. I don't work for Phosphate. I don't know how it goes. Right? Yeah. I'm not one of the outside shareholders. I'm one of the inside shareholders today, at least. Specifically because when I hear APO, I sell. When I hear right issue, as I say, I buy. And why wouldn't I buy? Because, that means if you pay for a share today at $4, if it goes how I'm thinking, for every share that you bought today at $4, you'll have the right to buy one share for $1. And again, Sir Foster was nice enough to give us a date. It's so funny how he's actually talking that Khalil highlighted, and he's talking a lot about the news store and the space, and I don't care.
It's funny because that story it's not even here. I mean, 2024
And
is
it's
the
not
date.
even news.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, that's the thing to us. I was wondering what's going on there. And it's been out. I think the most he did was speak about the kind of things they're doing there. And I think, oh, cool, we can look at a date in the future for when that will be interesting.
Yeah, but I don't care about that. What I cared about was this. He said that investors should be able to participate in the rights issue by the end of September. Now we're at the start of September. And to participate in the rights issue, that means this month.
Soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Might
how
get something.
how soon before
The X date.
So my
Yeah.
thing is scrambling now. It's
Kalila.
that when I saw it, I was like, I have no time.
Exactly.
I have no time to get into this. We're go time right now.
Right now, exactly. But we're not. The market is beautifully slow because this is not a today thing. It's not a yesterday thing. This article is from
thing. This is
yeah.
Tuesday. Not
Tuesdays
taking
when
stock
he
was
was
Tuesday.
on. Exactly. As
and the
Phil was
article
saying.
is yesterday article. After a client sent me it, I was like, "You're the only person that sent me this."
Wow.
I am so. After I had to say to her, how surprised I keep being at people get information like strong information for you. This can move the price kind of thing, and then it just fell. Yeah, it's a whole long conversation there.
It just gets filed away. Yeah. People
in my head, I'm like, how are we talking about the place? And the thing that's exciting in it, it's so close. And all I'm hearing is 2024 thing. I'm like, wow.
Because I don't think people knew that they're supposed to be excited about this yet. Somebody have to explain it. So here I am doing. Hopefully you figured out.
Same thing.
Yeah, hopefully you figured out.
Exactly.
And when I say,
BPO sound like
give me the
IPO
APO
too.
instead. And the same thing when I say, I'm watching it. I'm watching the thing that they comment, and I was dumbfounded, bro.
Oh, you watched the whole interview, okay?
Oh yeah, in my head I saw the article and I said I have to watch it because maybe something else drop in it, right? So I said, cool, go check it out, whatever. And the comments were there, and I was wondering what's going on.
People just don't know.
Speaking of that, Danhai.
Hold on, I feel more call the name. Calvin in name.
No, don't call the people in name. It's alright. Don't call the people in name. That
No, not the person. Not the person. Don't call the person that.
Oh, okay. I thought you're looking for the person's name.
Oh no, I'm not going to do that, bro. Come on.
Okay.
Steven.
Okay.
It is Steven vibes. Head whole slave.
Oh,
Master, no. It's like, you are oppressed. And it's not a position of power. You are oppressed.
Begging for the oppression.
Oh my God.
There's no way you are asking to lose this money like that.
Actually, asking for
unless him say, this is my long-term stock. I'm in the own none right now, so drop the price. Must be that.
Wow. But then even then, why would you want that to happen? Because you don't. Even I don't know how long the negative effects of an APO will last for. Yeah, JMB is in like what, them third year now.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it can last for. It can last for a long time. Like JMB is making profit on top of profit. Amazing things. Profit.
And they think they might buy them, own it more and more and more.
But an APO is it's like true poison. Cause
operation that, brother.
Same thing for signals.
It's a safer with a choice.
Oh my God.
Wow. Kanye told them, man.
If I speak. All right. So what should you take from all of that? Fosterich has not officially announced their rights yet, but this to me is one step short of announcing.
Pretty
and
strong.
It's September, and we're talking at the start of September 2nd, September 30th.
All I said to myself, I have to be in there before that thing they drop.
Of course.
And I'm probably in there. I'm probably going to be in there more after it drops.
I don't have enough, yeah.
Circular.
As far as I was concerned, them free cheap shares, give me.
Yep.
No way.
Yep.
Tuesday, boss.
Yep. And look at the share price from Tuesday. Look at the share price from Tuesday. Tuesday. What date was Tuesday? The 28th. The 30th. Tuesday is the 30th of September of August. 351. Yeah, that's
Still
lower.
off of a few stills. I'm
That's-
still laughing at you, Phil.
That's lower than pre-split, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Brother,
Yeah.
That's a discount to
after myself.
pre-split.
Mm-hmm. Think
That's a
about that.
discount to pre-split. 351.
Anybody in my head, think of the units that were bought up when the split. Think of somebody with a lot of money saying, "Give me them, because I'm gonna keep buying."
Yeah,
When people getting out of the split after the split fall and say, "Yeah, man, you know me get out profit," and I'm man say, "Yeah, man, keep giving me more, cause I'm gonna keep buying."
Keep telling me that.
yeah.
I mean, it's not a lot. It's not a lot of money, but I kept on buying.
Don't then what you discount your money for, brother?
I understand, you know. Everybody
Yeah.
wants yo, brother, you did something sensible. You know have to tell us how stupid you were. Like you were
Yeah.
the smart guy here. Stop it.
Yeah, you did something good. For me, I bought from way before. Did not sell at the split. Did not sell at the split date. But then because
Boy,
I don't got this thing accidentally. It's like, well, there are actually in my mind 2 plays here. Now you're in play 2. So play 2 requires a different action from play 1.
I remember I think I've spoken about a lot recently. Especially with where the market is, and I said the new market and how it's moving.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wanted to be a striker. It's getting harder. It's getting harder.
It's getting harder to be an accidental striker, you mean?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
exactly. But
yeah.
why I say it is, it's from my angle. I'm advising, right? So it's you want this I don't want to do this long chatting, but it's you want these strong gains. There's a lot more behind that you have to do than what you think it is, right? And if there's no cool, like we look at the portfolio, dash it away and then come back 3 months time, or it look situation. That can lead to other things, right? But after that happened, where boy, we getting the split and the expectation around the split, how much money we can make the split, and a good amount of people missed it because as much as they talk about it, you know how it really is. It's start confuse a lot of people. Explain how exactly you need to move, which day, or if we selling whatever. I think a lot of people miss that part of it, but I wasn't so worried if I miss it. I was like, oh, cool, we missed some gain, cool. That'll be a nice jump out, jump back into situation. But the next part coming, we're good. Here we are.
Boy, what do you think the ultimate play is looking at this? I'm thinking the person who bought start of June. The person who bought before the last set of results.
I don't know if I want to say it.
So if you saw this, because it was very clear. So if you saw this after the full year results, you should have known what the first quarter results were gonna look like. No, let's say you didn't. After the first quarter results, you had a wonderful dip. So you buying at the person who bought in at 23.83.
Big up, dollar. Or was that weird?
This is May 30th, so this would have been when dollar's prospectus dropped.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I remember the barding in the market. And everything I drop, and some people were saying, Jesus, fast.
No.
And it don't split yet?
No, sorry, no.
Was it? Which one?
The prospectus would have dropped. Dollar's first trading day was June 15th. So it would have already been closed. It closed, I think, the 30th of May. Let me just make sure.
But I remember the barding. I remember, fast rate was high and it's now that low. But
People who love to quote Buffett, you are looking at the live example of
talk is cheap.
when others are fearful, when people are, let me put it in Jamaican terms, when people are balling, that's when you need to be balling on the market. That's when you need to be getting into the thing that is good. When everybody is complaining about something else, everybody's complaining today about, oh God, I don't get my refund all now, and they're looking at one-on-one, which is going to follow a very predictable track at least until Monday or Tuesday. But that's not where the money is. The money for, let's say, 3 months from now, I think is in Fosrich today, not one-on-one, right? And while you're balling at one-on-one, boy, I'm not gonna buy it now. Come I buy it at $3. I'm not buy it at $3, $2 odd. Which I understand you not buying it if that's how you think, because you wanted some strong gains. The strong gains are actually in Fosrich while nobody's paying attention. But going back to the ultimate play, I'd say, the person who bought at 23 at the end of 23.83 at the end of
Jesus.
March, at the end of May, imagine that person waiting until the first day. What would you call it? Can you sell explit date? Explit date. So if that person if that person sold for 433, or if they sold some for 433 on the explit date.
And the average price all better for them sell at the 5 and the first parts, imagine.
53% profit at a month and a half, 2 months later.
Straight up.
If they sold the next day, if they sell the next day, the day when everybody's receiving the units, but them can't trade it till the end of the day. That day it went up to, that's a 517 day. So the person who bought at 23.83 would be able to sell 1/10 of their holdings at 82.6% profit. Then the rest of the holdings that them get, they could sell it the day after that for 413. That's 46% profit. And then they could just wait the week or two because them know say the hype gone because everybody was into one-on-one. And when one-on-one is in and everybody jumping on one-on-one, you could have then bought back in at 345. If you bought back in at 345 with I'm gonna back at the envelope average out a 10th of the units being sold at 80% higher, and the other 9/10 of it being 45% higher. They said that you're looking at maybe 60% overall gain. So you're buying 60% more shares for 345 at the 340 level. Today you're at 4 flat. And if you're like me, you have sense, you realize that the market don't even realize what's going on yet. Nobody didn't spell it out for them yet. David don't write the article yet. Right?
That's
Nobody has spelled it out yet. So it's gonna be
David will buy and say cool time.
Right? It's gonna be spelled out in maybe a week or 2 or 3, or maybe when the documents come out.
I think it's when the notice drop it.
Yeah.
Well, we talk about it now. You get the news of it. You get there gonna be news.
Maybe a few people.
News again.
I don't think so. To that Friday evening, people gonna forget by tomorrow.
No. But I figure it's going to reach. It's going to reach a news man them ears.
All right, but then the market is still slow.
And to me, them don't see it already.
I don't think.
I don't. You sure? You think David don't miss? You think David misses? You think he doesn't watch it first? What the Kalila show?
No, I think David. David was
on that show.
Yeah, man. I think they're aware. But I've seen David on. I mean, David was on the show with MFS. So.
Yeah, say no more.
Yeah. What I will say is, Monday I think people are going to be looking at one-on-one again, and I'm happy that they are. Tuesday, Wednesday, I think after the one-on-one hype dies a little bit, people want to start looking around, and God forbid if one of the IPO then drop next week.
That's what I'm saying. It's so funny.
This is why I
think I want to hear what oh God. The thing about me is I'm from two sides. I'm a left hand and my right hand. Yeah. And the right hand is, Danhai, what's happening? And I have to explain a lot of that. And then I have to climb out of fears. So that's the hard part for me here. I mean, I love this money.
You have to think about the clients. Me, I am the client myself. It is clear. So Phil, that point you're just talking about, you're saying you actually now would welcome an IPO?
Because when you asked that question at the beginning,
you say we'll bring it all back around.
Bring it right back around.
Yeah,
because that would be fast switch is not the only play. Some things, the fact is just not ready. The money not ready for it. But it would be, another IPO would be a nice distraction in the market.
Wonderful.
But certain things.
But watch this. If you're expected to be able to participate in this thing, and I'm putting a lot of weight on Cecil Foster's words, by the end of September, that gives us 4 weeks. If a prospectus drop, a prospectus will have to drop next week to distract the people. And if it dropped next week as a junior market prospectus, it opened 2 weeks later, which brings us to what? It opened 2 weeks
Open and
later.
close.
Yeah. Sometimes I do these things and my ego gets hit now because I can't believe people used to think that I used to either be lucky or don't actually. If they know the amount of work that goes into like this, like planning, this is what planning looks like. And this is light planning.
In my
Oh, and
mind,
remember,
there's no way you see it and don't
Randy,
know.
the prospectus, so
The what?
if a prospectus drop, it can't drop until Friday.
Why? Oh, because that's sorry.
Friday is the prospectus day.
Oh God. Oh, God.
All right. So let's say that it dropped next week, Friday. 2 weeks puts us to it opening on the 23rd. But then, is it that the rights issue notice have a time around it too? I don't remember if it's 2 weeks or 1 week. I'm gonna say it's 1 week. The rights issue, that'd be two
That'd be
exciting
open.
things happening at the same time. And you only, with the rights issue, you really only care about the X date. Not that you only care about the X date, but
Right.
you care about the X date. You care about the structure of the rights issue to know how many shares you need to get however many shares. You care about the discount, which might explain to anybody who's watching and lost why I went through the trouble of calculating out that whole 4-to-1, the space in the
Possibility.
thing. Yeah, that there is not, it's not accidental. It's me giving away things that I should be giving only to the people that pay me to learn. But yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what it could look like. 4-to-1 thing, meaning for every not 4-to-1, 40-to-1. If I said 40, not 4, right? 40-to-1.
40.
So one share, you have the right to one share for every 40 shares that you own on the X date. Now suppose the X date is when would you put the X date to? Able to participate. What does able to participate
Month
mean?
man. Month
What?
end.
Yeah, but in a
Month end.
rights issue, what does able to participate mean? That means the X date gone and you're able to actually buy?
The X date gone and you're qualified to apply.
Exactly. That's what I'm reading it as. That's what I'm
For the
reading
rights.
able to participate as.
If you are a shareholder before this date.
So I am then reading that as by the end of September, the X date has passed.
Right.
Right.
So that puts, if I bring it to the edge, I would put that at the X date being the latest September 29. I would know about it, let's say maybe a week before, which means the 22nd, if not earlier. And I'm trying to work out those possible dates here, which would then give 2 weeks before the market realize what's going on. If next week is still 1-on-1, people don't realize something happening until later in the week next week. So by next week, Friday, by the next Brick Talk, the 9th, people realize what's going on. That really gives the hot week being the week after that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's not much time, which is why I
remember when I said that. I remember I said that I saw it and I'm like, I need to know.
yeah, that's
So
why the
you know what I
smart,
did? I did not share it very widely.
yeah, the smart grower grads, that's why they were buying up this week. That's why they bought
again,
today
see?
heavily. That's why I bought. And
I said South Striker post it in the group and I was very quiet.
yeah, and I asked today, and I mentioned it in the group today while the market was open, hoping that some people would have figured it out. In fact, I think I made it very clear. I did a lot of this. So you guys hearing this now, the people in the grower group would have seen these calculations today while the market was open. I try to make sure that the people that are in the group get some extra benefit. And they even got a nice, they even got a nice little, the real early chatting, so a real early warm. They even got a nice little countdown to the market closing. And I think that going back to that example of the
it was also an interesting thing to exercise in what fear looks like.
Yes. Yeah. And fear rules the market. Going back to the person, the hypothetical person, that hypothetical person might then be able to be buying those shares, like I said, maybe roughly 50 odd to 60 odd percent higher. They could have been doing that this week. What price do you think Fosrich will be at 2 weeks from now? When it's clear to everybody. What price do you think Fosrich will be at right up until the X date? You may be able to make.
So much.
Let me say it differently.
I just open key chat.
Yeah.
That is true.
But-
or
but-
even
but
I
that's
create.
The comparison, for the comparison.
I would. Yes, I create, but I don't think I create done. And the timing of certain things around I create.
I don't think I create is done either, but remember what we're talking about here is the reaction to hearing about the
I
rights
know.
issue. Yeah.
Yes, but
Yeah.
I know you talk. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Stages.
Yeah.
Cool. Get you. What should
Yeah. But key is a good proxy.
And as usual, everybody that was making money was done.
Yeah, man. This was a Godspeed point for Key. Key got 2 Godspeeds. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah, and it's usually about 2 Godspeeds. How much Godspeeds MFS gone so far? Just 1? So look at this rise on the right. Where was the right issue?
Maybe we're taking the wrong way, Randy.
No.
No, as in the Godspeed.
No.
It might not be a warning. It might be a blessing.
Okay. I mean, it was a blessing.
Godspeed, all the best.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. It was a blessing. It was a blessing for those of us who could see it. Late 2020 is when the right issue was announced officially. November. So see, we got this from the bio, we got this from the implications, and then we got this from the reality of the thing. That's a nice. So if it's even just this, from 788 to 1008, or is that 1080? Call me P 1080. 1008. From 788. 27.9% profit. That's baby profit if you don't know what you're talking about. That's amazing profit if you can predict it.
Yes.
That's amazing profit if you can predict it. And this was key in late 2020. The market is down. Remember I said 2020 the market was down. We definitely never knew what we're talking about. The whole market was down. Stocks were bad. People weren't coming in. That is not Fosrich today. This is a bigger market, a more vibrant market, more retail, more knowledgeable people, more financially knowledgeable people also participating in the market. And I think more people with more money also participating in the market. Somebody pointed out in the chat, I want to give the people a props, but it's hard to play producer and Wikipedia at the same time. But B Levor, you should join us and speaking request and talk to us, But B Levor pointed out that a director purchased 2.2 million units of Fosrich on June 17th, and that was confirmation of a rights issue for me.
And it was considered stupid, remember?
2.2?
Yeah, man, why? Why would he buy it here? The price is where X, Y. Remember?
How do you know that a director bought 2.2?
You got to use a notice.
Oh, June 17th. You know what I was thinking earlier? Yeah, there's this notice on...
Check June 17th, the day. What happened? What's happening at the time? It happened.
What
and
was happening was was that around the AGM or the expected AGM date at first?
Mm-hmm. Why would he buy before? That was it. If you're going to raise money, why would he buy before? You can get a discounted price in the race, so buy there.
Do people not realize that you are guessing, I am guessing, we're guessing, those guys aren't guessing, they know.
Mm-hmm. They know.
they know.
We are looking at what they do as information for, as Bill said. That's right, for me. That's a confirmation there, because we see what they do and say, all right, what him doing makes sense for what we probably want. It's him doing it because the thing we probably want, them know say, cool, this makes sense, I'm gonna buy some cars, I'm going to get a discount. Like we people come in and say, "Boy, this man where's a discount?" No, he's here for it. This is it.
Yep.
This is him applying for a discount.
Yep. Boy.
Pre-split, pre-offer. Him really buy it high? No, man.
Yeah, at the height. June, what was the exact date? June.
You know, some really sensible people doing some really stupid things.
17th of June, right? The 17th of June. Nobody in Jamaica spends millions and millions of dollars on foolishness.
On stocks.
Stupidly. The only people who do that is government.
Exactly.
Literally just government. Nobody else does that. Nobody else spends that kind of money stupidly.
Hey, man, we get the thing in. Man, we get the orange and the green in that chat.
They're too busy worrying about whatever else.
Each other.
Up. Yeah.
If them come with the start up, we'll teach you again.
Yeah. All the teachers are resigning, Danhai. All of them are resigning. There are no teachers. It's September morning and there are no teachers.
God.
Yeah. The secret to politics is to get people to not realize that the thing they're quarreling about doesn't affect the people that they're quarreling for. Anyway.
That's it. You realize.
Yes. Not one school child was on Twitter arguing about whether or not the teachers are migrating. Since when is migration a surprise in Jamaica?
What's it? I don't know. Actually, I had a long
no, we don't want to touch that. This is not.
Think
we're
about
not
it.
into that.
The teachers that are migrating, I don't want to complain either.
No.
Think about that.
I hope some of them. But
there's an angle that is being pushed. I'm seeing that these guys are migrating, and something is wrong with either something wrong with them for doing it, or something is being wrong because they opportunity.
Please don't let them.
It's not about politics.
Yes, please.
It's about money.
Yeah, please.
Let's make money despite our politicians.
Yes, please. Big up the politicians that have helped us to make money, including the ones that defended and brought back the junior market. That I care about. So B-Levar, that was a good sign. B-Levar. They seeing the 2.2 million because they're not. Again, all of us are guessing. This director is not guessing. Yeah, man. No problem. All of us are guessing. This director is not guessing. This director know what the plan is from a long time. This director would have probably been a part of the conversation about how to word the resolutions. Yeah, but we also under the APO, though. So we're going to let's do a rights issue first. That's what the broker say. I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm not a director. Wasn't part of the conversations. But yeah, this was something that I thought was a wonderful thing, especially starting September. It was a great thing starting September, starting the day one of September with this, in my view, was amazing, and I'm always happy whenever stuff like this is happening, when everybody is looking somewhere else. So Bricktember. Now, with that said, the actual teacher striker that we've been talking, and she's been patiently waiting. How you doing, miss? Judsa.
Hi, Randy. How are you?
I am okay. Not as good as you. How was it seeing that you definitely could have get a bigger reserve than everybody else in an IPO?
Yeah, it was good. You know. I wanted more. I don't want to sound greedy, but I wanted more. But I'm very pleased with what I got.
Tell me something. Salva helped me win a bet. A lot of the people in the Grow subscribers group were trying to estimate how many teachers would really participate. Did you get a lot of your fellow teachers to participate? And were other teachers that you know participating?
No, sir. Let me tell you. I told you about the one teacher that came on. What happened is this, you know. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of friends who are teachers who are not participating. So what we did, well, as a brought, I didn't get to do it as much as I wanted to. But what the persons who are teachers who had up and running stock brokerage account did was that they went to other persons and put money in other persons' account. So you see, some of the things is not as clear cut, you know. So for example, Randy, you're a teacher, you are not, you don't believe in stock and we couldn't convince you. I just go to you and say, listen, I'm gonna put $200,000 in your account. You understand?
Oh, so since you don't care, let me get yours. Let me.
No, that is what we did. So sometimes
That is what they did. That's what they did, officer.
So what happened is that now you'll have a teacher who have an account, will put in like 20 grand, and a teacher who is in stock now will put in like
everything
300,000 on top of that, and then we ratio it out and stuff. Because that is the problem. One time I see like JC, for example, saying like we have 15,000 people investing in this one. Is it that they're counting the persons or the amount of accounts that there are? Because a lot of people have multiple accounts also. So I wanted to know that.
No, continue. Sorry, continue.
So like I applied using, so the JT account is different, but outside of that now, I would have had by now, how much accounts I have now? 3 different accounts. So did JC count all of my accounts as one to get the 15?
I feel so. It sounds good. It makes for a better number. It sounds nicer in the news. I'm sure one-on-one would like that too. I mean, I saw that it was a very obvious push for that with Dollar, that they wanted to have a big number that they could speak to. And you know, Ricardo Allen is friends with the Dollar guys, same with friends with Tyrone, you can tell from social media. And so they're following a very obvious, at least to me, a very obvious strategy. So they want that. No, the truth is like, it don't really matter. Like if you come into market for 20 million, it don't matter if you get 20 million applications or 300 applications. As long as you get the 20 million and you get the minimum amount of shareholders required, you're good. So everything after that is PR. But, you know, I understand why they don't want to do it. But I do think because of that they may very well have counted. Like, if you put 3 applications in, you count as 3. Yeah, man. You count as 3. I suspect. JC can say, but I suspect that's how it go.
Okay.
So, I don't know. But it worked out nice for you guys then. So...
Yeah, it worked out. And listen, the truth of the matter is that even the accounts that have $5,000, yes, all of us crying about that. But if $5,000 become $12,000 or $10,000, I mean, it is a very, very good thing.
A very good thing.
It is a very good thing. So when you finish and you add up how much you get overall now, I mean, you're more than where you started. That's how I look at it. So,
indeed.
That's how I look at it too.
No people don't start investing. No people. This is all of people's first investment.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the other thing. Hello.
Yeah, man, we're hearing you, man. We're hearing you.
All right. So the other thing was, you were asking about some of the different strategies that people use. And as I said, for me, for one-on-one outside of the reserve pool, my thinking for one-on-one was to get a Mayberry account. So yes, I know that the allocations would have been small. So I put $10,000 in each of the other accounts and then say, all right, this IPO is to get a Mayberry account. And we did that.
Oh,
yeah, so you know that. I
didn't know. Maybe I allowed that for accounts that are not. You remember that? For thing, the name again for IPOs that are not Mayberry IPOs.
Well, I got mine. I know. And it was very good. It was very good for me. I got mine and I did it electronically. Yes, didn't go in anywhere, and I got it totally done. So that was my strategy for this IPO here. So after they followed with Sagicor, I said, you know what, I am going to get that because I know. Remember the brick talk before? I think I don't remember the exact date, but you were saying like, you know, I don't think this is going past 7,500, and we were there thinking, what could the allocation be? So everybody should have known that it was gonna be very, 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 very minimum.
Do you remember what it was that I said? Right? You remember what it was that I said? I don't remember what I had guessed at the end. I know I really wanted it to be higher than 2%. But I remember seeing that, there's no way it's gonna be a bigger allocation than there's no way I could even say double digits.
Right. I think you had said 7.5. I'm not sure, but I think we had come down and said, it probably just be around 7.75. And I think somebody said that number a little low. I think Danhai, I'm not very sure.
Then I had gotten the percentage pretty close. I remember that, but I don't remember what I had said. But yeah, it's good. So tell me something now around the same IPO. Since you get in and you get in the teacher side, so you get 80K and whatever else you work out with your friends. You get your refund yet?
What do you mean, man? Get a refund long time, man. But I am not chasing. As you said, the strategy have to change, as soon as for me, I try to do a little more research along with the grower. We have the grower knowledge, we have to do other things. So I had gone into, I don't hear you talk about it yet. I hear you talking about fast food, but I had gone into Fontana and I'm pretty comfortable.
Whew. What Fontana do you like?
Fontana is good, man. I thought the report would have been very good, and then I saw the report and it was good, and I know that the new Fontana will come in not this year, but investing for the future. So we know that the profits, rising nicely. Take it, not big whatever jumping, but we know it is steady. So it's coming in steady. But I calculated where I want to be, where I want to come out. So I said to myself, I want to get 15%. If I get 15%, I'm taking out 2.5% for taxes and whatever else they call it, commission. And then I reach where I reach. So that is how I did it. Just like what I did for CPJ, put in CPJ to sell at 14.85, I think. I made my little change, not whatever, but people quarreling about money not big. Whatever it is, I put it in there. But my 10% or my 12%, smile nicely, compound it, put it somewhere else.
Yes.
And
I
doing my thing.
I hope my girl guys listening.
Man.
That's what it actually sounds like when you invest in seriously in the market. You notice how it's not people think that the real money is always made at 300, 400, 500%. And the real money is made with a deliberate profit. You can make deliberate profit on this market in a way that it is almost unfair. It just don't always sound big. So like I just pointed out with the key insurance, just as a I guess 27% on the actual announcement up to the X date, 27%. That not sound exciting. More on triple my money. That's what a lot of people say. What I hear is, if you give this person $100, they give back $127. That's what I hear. If you give them $1 million, you'll get back 270 grand. So I'm hearing this person giving away 270 grand. But it don't sound like somebody giving away 270 grand. It sounds like 270, and people might throw it away because I don't want that. You're about no IPO come or no APO. But that's I love also how you've done your calculations before you map out what you expect, and then you go into the thing. That is how the profit is made. That is how it is made. And the funny thing is, that is how you get more than you expect. Because when you map out 27, you oftentimes find yourself buck up on 300. But,
yes.
But the only place I can think where for a fact that I can get 100 or 200 is an IPO. And the reality is you're not going to get enough units in it to do that. So to get the 300, you have to go find something that look like it might get 30 or 40 or 50. And usually what happens is that when everybody realizes, wait, it's hot. The thing that should have, the event and the thing that you expect to give you 30 or 40 or 50 actually end up giving you 100 or 200.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing, but that's how the money is made. I love hearing it. You get that from girl because it is a girl lesson. It is a girl lesson.
Of course.
But it's just I know if I go in girl and I can't teach that in girl in that way. So I have to teach the way I teach that girl. But it's the exact same lesson. I love that. And you go Fontana. So tell me something. When you plan to come out of the Fontana?
I coming out. Well, my plan for the Fontana was is there's something there 10:40.
So that's not
10:40.
necessarily far away.
No,
I'm
sir.
laughing.
No, sir. That's not far
You
away.
know why?
Why?
Randy, you know I'm laughing?
Why?
'Cause
Oh
you
yeah.
know again. I'm going to watch Fontana every single day. I mean, no, watch. Leave up yourself, teacher.
Create alert. We got my money, JA. Create alert. I want to know.
Leave up yourself,
Immediately.
Let me tell you.
If
Let
it
me put
shreds
that across this too.
at
You know,
greater than.
Randy.
So, yep.
I am right here. I am not in the set of teachers that have resigned so far because I said it here that I am going on leave. And then the minister went and announced, right, that she want persons on leave to come back in the classroom. And right away now, my thing get flooded. Everybody calling family member, everybody that I was go to this interview because I need to go fill this vacancy. But then I sit down and I say, but if Fontana can return me to 12 and a half. No.
Let me tell you something. Hold on, teacher striker. I'm gonna cut you. You see, you know, when I read the headline, I thought of you immediately.
I thought of you immediately.
Immediately.
Oh God.
And I saw
But
people angry that the minister said that there's another headline. The minister said that she want all her teachers to invest and get financial. And everybody on behalf of the teachers started to cuss. And I'm thinking, but teacher striker is a living example of how that helps teachers.
Right. So at the end of the day now, when the classroom's still empty, because me now, I tell you, I don't even want to, well, everybody know that I teach maths. It is so very sad. But think about it. Get up every day, go and sit in front of the classroom with 44 children in it. And I'm not talking about love, because remember, I've been teaching for 20 odd years. So for what? For what bottom line? Tell me, you'd have to explain, the minister and everybody would have to explain to me if I can sit right here in my living room and I can map out, use the very nice graph and candlestick that's on my money JA, switch over to Jamaica Stock Exchange, get all the information that I want and deliberately plan what I am going to do. Why would I need to get a second job? Because this is my second job. So,
it's like your first job being a teacher.
I want to tell you, it seemed that way because after this leave, I am sure I cannot even guarantee that I'm going to go back. It's just the truth because, I mean, and I gave 20 years already, you know, so nobody don't tell me about loyalty and patriotic.
You've been
loyal.
You've been loyal. You've done your time. 20 years is enough. Yeah, man. You've contributed. Jaja. Wow. I am happy to hear that. I mean, I really am happy to hear that. The point of it is that, and you know, the funny thing is, the minister you have to remember the minister coming from, the minister coming from, I gather she's no slouch either. She coming from the business world. She know her thing.
Right.
The KP Reed is not bad for her.
What you don't say already?
I said KP Reed is not bad for her.
Who?
The minister.
Minister.
What do you, brother? What do you?
So sometimes I remember as a minister,
I have to go off people's heads.
Let me be clear. Let me be clear. I hope so. The minister is probably gonna be in a situation where, you know, like, you know, it's like how Danhai can't say something. Like earlier, I wanted to make a joke, and if I was anywhere other than on the internet where people can see me in the public, I would have made a joke. But I have to think about ramifications of what happens if I say that. So I can't say. There's lots of jokes that I always want to give and I can't give them. In the same way, the minister might want to know something and cannot say it. So when I heard her saying that she wants her teachers to be financially literate, she wants them to invest, she wants them to be involved in them church and thing. I mean, here's a live example of a teacher who has given a lot. She's invested in her life, her family, because if you hear from earlier episodes, and she's financially literate, and you've seen the effect of it, you feel like you're better or worse off now with all of those things in your life.
Of course.
Much better, right?
Of course, of
And listen,
course.
and
And
listen
there are five. There have been five IPOs. I have invested in how much are them? Four. Four of them. I have done other things,
I
other
love that. Yeah,
investments,
the thing you say
and so.
you're excited about is not an IPO. No, it's Fontana. Fontana IPO at the start of 2019 with a 2022 now,
And
and I
finally at
can't.
9, Randy.
It finally at
Not
9.
17, but finally at 9.
I should match it out for 1040. And I don't know
Yep.
if you're wrong. I don't know if you're wrong in terms of 1040. I think somebody had said when we were talking about Fontana, I think last week, that they referenced, I hope it was on this and wasn't in the girl group. They referenced the fact that when the zinc came down from the Fontana building out by in front of the Canadian Embassy, Fontana share price fly immediately. Because people could see the building. And I suspect once the headlines go out that Fontana Portmore is open, I think
Right.
you might get more than your 1040. Just like how once the headlines go out about Fosrich rights issue, people I suspect are going to rush it. But the people who are smart enough to see it before the headlines go out are gonna make a lot more. So I can't tell somebody that might not be better than sitting in front of a class teaching kids, because I was a kid and I would not teach me. You couldn't pay me to.
I'm sorry to all my teachers.
Yeah, you could, yeah. Me too. Big up my teacher. You could not pay me to teach me. So you guys have a hard job. So if you put 20 years in and you can make it on the market now, yeah. Because you know what I know is gonna be hard to for you and any government worker. You hear that negotiations are fine and you're gonna get your 2.5% retroactive increase. And you think about 2.5, that's like a Cygnus declared a dividend today, and the yield on Cygnus over today's share price is 3%. And Cygnus dividends don't come with tax. So that means that Cygnus dividend Cygnus dividend is literally better than a 2.5% pay increase.
Can remember I told you that I've made money on IPO and on the regular stock exchange. That's more than 1 year retroactive. So, I have to decide where I'm going. So I'm doing what I'm doing and I'm loving what I am doing. I was eyeing out to honey going to cause school opening. Yes. But
I had to make a decision on honey bun today, actually. Do I sell? Because I've held some honey bun for a while and it fluctuates. But we spoke about it last week, how honey bun is looking. Yeah, we spoke about how the fact that honey bun is looking worse now and purity is looking better. They tend to swing. When one is looking good, the other one tends to be looking bad.
Yes, that's true.
And now honey bun is not looking that strong. Purity is looking that strong. But you're right, it's back to school now. Honey bun could swing again. And honey bun, in my view, also has a few things that are likely exciting to it. There's a couple of things about the market that are likely exciting. The junior market, I think, might be a great place to be over the next year. I think the junior market might be great. I saw Limitless guys saying on YouTube that they suspect that we will love APOs next year, but I can't figure out why.
Yeah, I know exactly why. You know exactly why, because we've literally had that conversation. Right?
Tell him to come on.
Send
a speaking request and come tell us why we're gonna tell us and everybody else why we're gonna like APOs next year. I'd love to hear that. But in the meantime, going back to let me finish the signals calculation before we talk about the I think at today's rate, with Signal's share price being, what is Signal's share price today? 13.20. Damn. Thank you, APO. Yeah, that's a 3% yield. And there's no tax. There are bonds that don't pay out 3%. Bonds do not pay out 3% because something have come out of them. This is a way to get 3%, assuming you can buy it for 13.20. What's the top order in the queue? 13.20. So it's actually doable. I feel like just buying it on Monday, just out of print, just to laugh and say, oh, look at that, I make more money on Cygnus again. Definitely make more money than somebody who bought it in May for 16.61.
Or APO.
Or at APO price. Those people will suffer for a while. So yeah, Teacher Striker, you're saying that honey bun, because of back to school, is it that you see honey bun a lot in your school thing? I don't want to make people come identify you and come gain a pressure. So I don't want to ask where you are. But you said it and I thought, I wonder if it actually sees a lot of honey bun products at school versus a lot of purity products. If you're talking, you're muted. You hear? Jutsa, I think she muted, so she gone. Or is it that nobody's hearing me? Then you're hearing me?
We're hearing you, man.
I'm hearing you loud and clear. And I'm again, teacher go put in a trade just now.
Yeah, man, she probably got ratted, but shouldn't tell him about that. Or she got put in the Cygnus. She got put in the Cygnus buy. No.
To make sure that you not get it before.
All right. I think she had some trouble actually. In the meantime, though, I see Jerry Mac. Is there Jerry Mac? All gone.
All gone.
Oh,
Not
that
much.
the richest man on the market.
Get in there.
The people's
One day.
inspiration.
Yes, I. Big up Teacher Striker every time, bro.
Yeah, man. Every time, consistently, man. Marito, people wouldn't believe say this lady don't grow up. Earlier this year. I saw. Yeah, earlier this year.
I saw kill the market right after.
Right
Jesus.
after.
Yeah, man. I should tell you what she missed. Was it what Caribs mentioned she missed out one?
Yeah, that's not much of a miss.
It's a good miss.
It.
Yeah, it's not much of a miss. Look at it now. Where is that now?
Yeah, man.
Wow. So you tell me, Sir Jerry, what you have fire up on the market today? You're getting a one-on-one?
Nothing interesting in one-on-one, no. Get some shares. Did some small orders with different brokerage accounts and got the refund. Refunds are small. Basically, all of them funds are deployed. But fast search definitely. So just like that, somebody brought it to my attention Tuesday evening when I was having a little meeting with some.
I'm not seminar from me from week. I hear big trade that.
The 22 million.
No.
I know who point. I think even him pointed the 22 million. Too.
Yeah, man.
Jerry, what you say?
There you said. One day.
But Jerry, I can't tell me that because me know better than that.
My gosh. Watch your mind. Yeah, man, definitely running on fastest for us. Oh God, this is still. Just to the point though, the 140 mil though, Randy. Remember that the fees and some of them charging are the issues that you don't usually go to the share cap. So maybe that's how them come up with the 140 as a raise.
I was thinking that too, and I was thinking that the 140 might be that when I had worked out the room being 130. So I was saying that maybe the extra 10 is fees, but then I remembered that in the resolution they had 126. So so maybe 14 million is the fees and taxes, and 126 is what.
Well, they still would raise and issue enough shares to get the 140 million. It just means that the price will likely be just at a little bit above $1.
But then
Explain
no,
that.
I can't. No,
man, you can't pass 500.
Because if if the fees go, if they raise, if the raise is per share and whatever, then the fees will have to go to the capital, don't it? And the company is paying whoever.
Yeah.
Well, based on what we look on with all with all the IPOs them, the fee don't go towards their share capital. So if you look at like Dollar, for example, the raise of 250 million was going to the company, and only about 215 million was added to the share capital. And same thing with Edufocal. So Edufocal is 130 million, and they mentioned I think 12 million in fees, and that 12 million don't add to the share cap.
How do you structure that, Randy?
I don't know because I would think like
I
what
pay
you would
for the
think.
shares.
Yeah.
If I pay for shares,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
No,
that's
use
how we
of
look at it.
proceeds. No. Use of proceeds. The use of
Use of-
proceeds.
I know,
Yeah.
but
No. But use
the
of proceeds
company
is
raising?
no. The proceeds of the IPO is this piece is gonna go to the company.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a great point, Jerry. That's a great point, actually. Damn. How come them have treasury
doing it
shares?
every day.
I've never thought of that. For some reason, I never check it.
Yeah. That's a good point. So they may very well be raising 140 same way. All right, so the 140 is back. 140 is back, which means you did this calculation already, Jerry?
Well, I never worked out at 140, but it wouldn't be much different though.
Why do you look at 140? Why do you put 140 right? What are you looking at? 140
Again, yeah.
Would it be 140? Or it would be 140? So you mean?
Yeah.
Why
if they why am I doing it? I want to work out I keep doing the wrong thing.
So it would be a scale of $1.11 per share if them looking for raise 140 and issue the entire 126 million shares.
It'd be 126 million shares, not 140 million shares.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm
agreeing with you, Jerry. Randy, it will be 126.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. That's how you can. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah. I got what you're saying. Yeah, that's my brain being tired. So 126 still 126 million. It remains what it was. I'm thinking maybe.
Yeah, still remain at around 40 to 1 somewhere thereabout.
But only
40
so much
to
go to the
1.
share capital.
Exactly. Yeah.
As when me work it out initially, that was around where I ended up to 40 to 1.
Either way you work it out, I mean it's good. What do you think the market are doing and finally realize? Huh? What do you think people are doing and finally realize, Jerry? Like, it's crazy to me that
it's why from a year I start buying it up.
Yeah.
It's one of the things where so I remember when I just started and in 2020 I was confused with key.
They're not gonna believe it. Nobody not gonna believe it.
I watched but do you remember what I did feel like for me on the next side I try to figure out the cigar what the wall go and see a pushes I did by the time it connect me end up buying near the top. Still make some profit, but
They miss no fight.
Yeah, but the thing is, people are going to run in when they figure it out.
Like, what I love about this, there's still profit at the top. And they're more,
Exactly.
Right issue, they're more than willing to profit. If I'm holding fosters because I believe in the company, because everybody that say that saying about that thing down the line, shit. That thing down the line, then you get a discount.
Yep.
Yep. I want to say the discount, the amount of shares that are being issued, barely create any form of a thing there.
Dilution.
Barely, yeah, any form of dilution.
From the right issue, no
I know.
dilution.
See where I'm going, right, Andy?
You mean from the APO, Jerry?
No man, I mean with the rights issue at 126 million shares. When you compare it to 5 billion, that don't affect the EPS any at all. So the PE almost not change.
Not
Exactly.
change. The money raise, everything good. Jesus, that's a nice thing.
But I still,
fundamental still sit. Oh God.
I still can't
That's
figure out the
funny.
blue diamond though. I still can't figure out the blue diamond.
Blue emerald.
Blue Emerald versus the limit, the junior market, and whatever APO they'd like to do.
Mhm.
And I still think they're gonna do.
Yeah, come on, believe so. Believe so. I mean, based on how you heard that resolution three door Randy, the fact that it came after the stock split resolution lead me for follow it the way you follow it to say this is all. But what it means is that they have to come back to the shareholders raise to issue more shares.
To issue more shares, I don't think so.
Because we've only been approved for 126. That's what I was talking about earlier. I never want to go into it. Because it starts so confusing if I go too far into it.
Yeah, which is why
I'm not so sure that maybe issue 126 in this, which is even better.
But hold on, no.
Some degrees. Some ways are only.
Say your point, Jay. Finish your point, and then I'll tell you what I think.
Well. The point for me is I don't believe. Well, there is an opportunity for them to issue more than 126 million shares. I don't see it that way because this resolution, in a sense, would have been effective from the day of the meeting, from it get approved.
Correct.
The stock split would have been some date in the future,
which gives them the opportunity to issue 1.26 million. That 1.26 billion shares. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, billion shares. Yeah. Which, I mean, to me, it still makes sense. And I support the point that I feel like our APO coming. But,
well, bear in mind,
they better discount,
Yeah, but also add to that, forget the 126 or 1.26 billion. The authorized share capital was increased to 15 billion.
15 billion.
Which is 3 times what them currently have. So, and that's authorized, which means the board can, outside of this, can, if they choose to, speak to the issuing of I mean, they can't do it. I don't remember if they've got the permission.
They probably have to ask again.
Yeah, they have
to ask for them to be issued.
Yeah, because JC rules require you to do that every time you change on the share capital. However,
it don't take I think that still it will take another EGM.
Correct.
To issue the shares.
Exactly, but the question then becomes, what are they doing with the cap? Because this is way, like, how much money you want to raise outside of this right issue thing. I suspect, based on what them have coming or seem to have coming, it's going to cost more than 250 million.
That's all I was on. Yeah.
So it's obvious that they're going to need more money. So the question comes back to it: are they willing to give up the tax break?
Which is the blue emerald point.
Yeah.
Because that's about tax break.
Yeah.
And think about the thing too. If the talk over here, the hearsay around the increase on the junior market limit, that's how nice and whatever. But JPS IPO push back.
It's always push back.
Yeah, man.
To when? Summer?
I think is it early next year or somewhere next year on that? But I'm also looking at that as maybe there's a passage point around that.
There's definitely a passage point around JPS IPO. So whenever it happens, there's a JPS point around it.
What's going on in our comments?
It's spam. Yeah, I keep knocking them up, but yeah. but there's always a passage point around the JPS IPO. Whenever the JPS IPO happened, it happened. I mean, I definitely not putting no money for that. When it happened, and then of course it'll be great. And the truth is, from what I don't see the full picture. Obviously, Dr. Nigel Clark sees all of the picture, but I probably wouldn't IPO it now either. They certainly need the money.
You mean JPS?
Yeah, well, no, I mean the government.
No, government.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the government needs the money, meaning the money that they can get and do get from JPS currently.
Yeah.
Why, they pay teachers?
So what else you up on the
But
market, Jerry?
repeat that, Randy.
I said what else you up on the market? Anything other than what Danhai talking about?
Oh, but no, the question now not coming now.
I don't
I'm
ask you
prepare
that,
myself
don't you?
for it. I'm gonna prepare myself for it at the same time.
I'm telling
You
you
know,
after Jerry. What I usually do, I find an answer that I'm excited about, but I'm very okay talking about.
yeah. I
Go
know
get
the
that,
I find an answer from before that I'm very okay talking about.
Seeing. I'm sitting on, I look for one and then it's like I lose a chain of thought. But I mean, I gotta pick a boring but interesting one I'm keeping my eyes on. Same all JMB there.
Yes.
JMB, as I say, keep on the better and better each time. What I'm selling my buy again?
JMB?
Said I'm gonna buy something.
JMB
I
not
think
buying
it's some.
nothing. JMB buying something, not JMB buying something. Or are you mean the next?
Oh,
Or are you mean the thing JMB actually buying?
Then buy
Enough
another
things are
bank
going for
or
JMB, you know.
something else. Yeah, man.
yeah, I think
Yes,
them said
guys.
them buy some other bank must in that dumber for one of them
Yeah,
countries.
damn
Eh?
right. Yeah.
And they're
Yeah, but
launching.
They buy the thing that the bank or the investment part of it, or the investment thing there, or the pension.
oh yeah, the
Check the damn
mutual
thing.
funds.
Let me
But
just
I
check it.
keep
Top top
keep
position.
on mix them up, you know.
Damn right, don't it? Because JMB has so much. Because what they already doing, damn right, is close to that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they bought the bank in Damrep. Well, they told us about that before, but they're saying that regulatory approval came through. So now they own it as of did they give a date?
I think it was July 28th.
August 4th is when it came out. And it's also July 28th is when it finished. But I mean, who cares? This JMB is an example of you poisoning yourself. Can you imagine how great? Can you imagine what JMB share price would be right now if they didn't do that
without
APO?
the foolishness?
Gee, if they
Well,
just did
I'm
the
gonna
right,
tell
jeez. Whew.
Real man.
Remember, oh God, remember APO did new and it looked pretty.
Nope. In fact, if I think about it, I remember having an issue with Seprod when they did their APO, long before it was called an APO.
Yep.
And that was
Yeah.
years ago.
What them do, because you know,
Yeah, come to the history of them
do the
thing
thing
there.
first and then give it a but no, I'm a liar. No, they did dilute to give us a thing. Yeah. I remember that long conversation around that.
Yeah, and the truth is, what they did, as much as it was technically an APO, it doesn't have the same level of threat if the units aren't pushed to the public.
Exactly.
Yeah. That was the thing I noted about that.
Yeah.
Same what they did was, I think.
I mean, we proved to value. Here's some
thing first.
Say that again, Phil.
Jerry? Jerry.
Yeah.
They acquired and basically put it on the books first, improve.
Hey, but they diluted us before that.
Then
they diluted us and then they gave us the
Oh yeah. Because they paid for it with shares, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Similar to that thing they did with CPFV.
Yes.
I need to check then because Seprod share price stagnated for a long time.
It stagnated, and then we got the thing there. We got always a discount situation. So it look like it's like a rights issue.
Because they sold them.
There's a discount if you get in at a certain date. Oh God, that's smart.
That is extremely
on the
smart.
back end.
That is,
we get the thing already. Here's the money for it. Here's the shares for it.
That is extremely smart. You see how you structure the thing makes a world of difference, you know.
Big up the minister.
Yeah. Is that yeah? Big up the minister. Big up the minister.
So like you know what I talk about. Like you buy shares.
I don't know if he does that though. But I do know that he very clearly was confused about what APOs are and said what is actually called a dilutive secondary issuing, which is only me and Emir call it that. So Big up him.
And I mean the thing. I remember somebody quoting and referencing some previous offers, but those were the primary, the major shareholder, the controlling stake, selling more of their stake, and that was what was called an APO.
Yeah. Listen, that's why I go DS. Let's start calling it DSO. Diluting secondary offer. That's what we should call it. A dilutive secondary offer. And the truth is, it is not dangerous as long as it is not quite as dangerous as long as the shares don't go to someone who will then further sell to the
Because it
public.
was the separate thing was not dilutive.
Exactly.
I think we already got dilutive, but we got the value for it, and then all the shareholders getting on this nice thing here.
Exactly.
It's not cool. Anybody come walk in and so that's some shares that sell out.
Exactly.
That's
That is probably the key to it.
Wow.
Looking at,
Think about that. That's the most. Wow.
Think about
that's the most. I think that side care about share price, or the most we've seen it care about. Wow.
Yeah, and I think because they fundamentally understood what the threat of the thing could have been, because they did eventually sell it, they did eventually push it to the public, but how they did it, as you said, was great, like a rights issue. Take that point, if you understand it, and look at iCreate now. iCreate is in the same situation in terms of larger external parties have gotten a lot of shares for cheap. And I suspect the only reason iCreate's share price is still currently okay is because those parties have not yet sold. So if Dequity,
the only reason.
yeah, if Kintype, any of them do a heavy sale of those shares to market, especially if them sell it straight directly to market, worries.
I'm on a chart and I'll look, but
Yeah. So literally, like I think we're sitting on the grace of those shareholders not selling it.
It's a big upset, Brad.
Big upset.
they
Yeah,
they
big
are
upset,
no
Brad. Little did we know.
man.
Damn.
I say that's the thing with JMB, you know. Every time JMB shows some signs of strength, but sell it like foolishness.
Yeah, because human beings will always be human beings.
And you know, sometimes I consider, especially because I say MJ is stacking up on it, I consider buying it and just have it as a margin stock. But the truth is in a really align with my goal and my timeline. So just stay away from it.
The way I see it, if you do that, then you have to leave it. The margin is where you make the money. Because one, JMB can fall without support. Big up MJ for that support. But if that starts next, if the heavy buys stop coming in and you know where the heavy sells are, in fact we get heavy sells. It's just that we have heavy buys too. And honestly, with where JMB is the kind of thing where you know how easily heavy selling wins. Because there's a point the money starts flowing in, and if that point is before something good enough that everybody else start rushing JMB, then that is dropping.
Yep.
So that's why I don't want to take a margin on that. It's shaky for me, to be honest.
And for me,
if that's a base, exactly. Imagine that.
For me, the threat of that, you get joke. For me, the threat is in the opportunity cost. Yes, it might be a great thing to hold to get the margin,
but then you can find something else.
Yeah, during that time, I
could
put
what?
It's the
why
same.
not margin something that will move?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Finance like actually don't have that kind of issue with sit on it, make the money.
Yeah, man, I want that will likely move because not sweeter than margin. Not sweeter than margin. Not stop that the price goes up, or you can take more margin on it.
Yeah.
Jerry, say that again. Let people know. Let people know your style. Then.
So you sound like a beginner, Jerry. You sound like a beginner.
It's when they start 2020. Lion boy.
late 2019.
Yeah.
And get burned early 2020.
How long you working in the industry, sir?
Eh?
How long you working in the industry, sir?
Well, I wait to get that job. So
Why?
what I
If you get the
job
ball-
over from company to company, we have to try make you get a job for me.
Boy, so shooting trust in probably, you know.
Yeah,
I
watch
tell
it. Watch it drop. Watch it drop.
I tell you,
Watch
star.
it drop. Watch it come in drop because it's almost
But you know,
inevitable now.
But you know what? It's funny. The salary he get
Yeah.
is nowhere near the money he make for that unit trust. So
Yeah,
do you have
as-
to,
Yeah, I
boss?
know.
Yeah.
Your value is very clear, and that's why you move around so much. Everybody in
Yeah.
one can do.
Yeah. And you should monetize that and eventually see that. Make your salary yourself. Like teacher striker. So you should done with the teaching.
The family.
But you know, Friday, man, I'm tempted to tweet that line on my bank account I come from
Woo!
my employer.
Don't let the devil rule you, yeah? don't let the devil rule you. Don't let the devil rule you, because the bank account, the threatening thing for the money, I understand it, but remember, say I'm still Jamaican. I always consider somebody else taking it the wrong way, or you never know what in a couple of years it could be, and somebody will look back. Yeah.
Yeah, man, and that's how I would tweet it. I mean, at the end of the day, my strategy, while very risk averse, is very aggressive. But I mean, I said the benefit of using that for get a decent boost and make use of it.
Mm-hmm.
Advanced growth for this month is going to literally be on leverage. On leverage. The secret to wealth. Not only that, you make the use side. Like, you cannot get to wealth without it. You have to buy.
I agree. Your Instagram name, Randy.
Say that again?
Yeah, you need to change your Instagram name.
To what?
Rich Dad. At this point, I know people have that.
Yeah.
No, but we just have to say it and wait it. By next years, somebody else would say it.
Man, for real. Let's see. Serious thing. I mean, when I think back at it, how I actually started investing was, so growing up country road, so my father say, yo, care for buy cash. And that me come out and take up every vehicle me own me buy cash. And I decided to say, yo, I gotta try something different. Link Scotia and bank, I say, yo, can I take a go get some money? I say, alright. The vehicle technically I get paid for by itself because I work. I say, alright, my front load my upkeep. And that's how I start invest. I'd say wait that if we can borrow money here so at this work.
I love that.
That should I hear about this.
I love that.
To me, never again, Randy. Jerry, sins of the father. Trust. I just said the pops never get to listen to. More I ever read and say, Jano, wish my father get certain listen.
And that's why I have to push on guard, brother, because him I'm no interest for learning that. But right now, it soon become my responsibility. But we have to make sure that be make use of this so that my tool girl them can good.
Yep. That is the way. That is the way. And do it say girl them never know so there's any other way, like it's just natural. Can you imagine what them have, imagine what the kids that born with this as normal, like I don't have kids, but imagine if I had a child, they would I would not even make them know that it's not normal to do this. By the time they find out it's not normal, it's too late. Can you imagine what they will build on top of it being normal?
Exactly.
Yeah. Let me pause for a second. I see Kevin Burke on YouTube say, isn't 40-1 assuming everyone takes up their rights?
No.
40-1 is the offer.
Is it offer?
So is what
Okay,
we're thinking the offer could be. There
Could
are
be.
other offers that they can do. Well, this is what we're thinking the offer could be, and I would not be surprised if it's 40, if it's one for every 40.
This question is hitting me
If Cecil and
because
Marianne Foster don't do anything, isn't that 80% of that that's now available to other
you
shareholders in the
hear
right issue?
anybody sound like?
It sounds like him though to grow.
No, it's only a conversation around APOs and why
It
rights issues
does.
don't make sense.
Yeah.
There's people that should be telling us how it go are telling us it, and it sounds like this. Tell you what they say, it sounds like this.
Yeah.
The offer is we want some money, and this is how much shares are given, and this is the price of the shares. If somebody doesn't take up their offer rights, what very often happens is, cool. If I don't want it, then somebody else can get it.
Yep.
If you see how and somebody else is the people who have a vested interest already in the company. So you have first come, first serve as a shareholder. Check the APO situation now. the flip is them say anybody can come take this, and I don't have to take up. You on the road, I don't have to care about the company. Just walk in one day and say, wait there, the house is nice, I'm gonna take a room.
Yep.
Yeah. So no, the offer is just these are how much shares we have, this is the amount of money we have, so these are the price of the shares. The taking up situation happens after that. And big boss a little bit of money, so like me good.
I mean, count the dividends.
What's the money? What the last dividend look like, Randy? What the last dividend look like?
Yeah,
And I mean, if they don't take up their 80%, I mean, this barely affect them.
That is true. They could leave the entire thing. Damn, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
They could leave the entire thing.
Them lose up me about point something percent. Or
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about the APO now.
There's no reason for them to do an APO. If you can do that, there's absolutely no reason.
Think about the APO that work for you, man. Just whoo, God.
Yeah, boy, I don't know.
Poison.
Yeah, that's a strange thing for people. Like, if you understand that, why then would you not understand?
So my issue is not is that I don't think people understand. The people that doing it, somebody there to understand. So, or as I said before, if you're understanding, what the hell are you doing? Those ones like you care about me.
Yeah, that is very, very strange. Last dividend them pay as well. November 2021, and it was 10 cents.
I say a little bit of money, Randy.
No, I'm doing it the hard way, so I don't know why I'm doing it that way. Let me look at them. November 2021.
Split adjusted or whatever one.
No, I didn't. You didn't even forget split adjusted.
No,
just look at 2021.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's look at what the total dividend payout was in 2021, and then 80% of that is them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, less than that, but it's not their first dividend either. The year before they had 47. So 98 million, almost 100 million, almost 80 million, and I'm sure them have a nice paycheck, and I'm sure them have money in the bank. Them all right. They're all right. I still can't see a reason. Yeah, I still can't see a reason for them to do an APO. I literally can't see any reason for them to do an APO outside of just not knowing, so them trusting the people who telling them that they should do it.
I think that again. I remember Nigel, not the minister. You're reading that I make you read. Saying once, and we heard you say the same line as well. A man doesn't know what he's paid not to.
Yes, you can't expect a man to know what he's paid not to know. That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. That is 100% true, and it should scare people. Yeah. Oh well. Well, Jerry, I won't pressure you no more about which stock to talk because I know you're under the same kind of pressure as me. I feel the same pressure, by the way, to Jerry. Every time I brick talk, I'm thinking, what am I gonna talk about that I'm okay talking about? Like not talking about Fosrich, part of why I made sure also to be buying Foster before is that all right,
Because
I'm
I
gonna
know you
talk
take
about
it for
Foster
lunch.
today. Yeah, I never wanted to avoid it today.
Mm-hmm.
I was
But-
telling a client and I say, yo, we don't talk about this one time. Make sure you get to there because here what. The conversation already happened, and it was basically we're looking at direction, waiting on certain things to happen, and certain things happen. And I say, oh, I don't want him asking what's going to talk, but you know that. So here we are.
Yep, here we are indeed.
I'm on, but don't know, big up on yourself, every time.
And big up you, Jerry. Big up for
Big up you, Jerry,
dropping.
trust
Yeah,
me.
man.
I say already. I know people can tell your story to say, oh, what's possible in this market. The amount of work required and the amount of work you do, it shows.
So, I'm going to touch a life I can't touch same way, you see me? By the end of the day. But I don't know where I'm gonna end up if I never meet on still. That's just what I think about every day.
Yeah, that's still a hustle and sell car, brother.
For real.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I just say you'd have made less money than you could.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sorry,
I'm gonna still a slave myself. I give my company 300% of my time.
Jeez. Yeah. Me too.
For the one flat pay at the end of the boat.
Well, I'm happy that you found better. Put it that way. I'm happy. I'm happy when everybody finds better, and that's why I keep doing this too, so more and more people can find better. I see Kevin Berg point out as a follow-up that he's thinking Cecil and Marian probably won't take up their 80%. What is that based on, Kevin? What make you think they won't take it up? I'm pretty sure they'll take it up. I'm pretty sure they knew that they were going to take it up before.
Especially saying, I don't know what money is due. So
yeah. And especially since they know that the APO is coming. And I don't think that they'll not take up their rights in that. That'd be interesting. I want to see who's going to be the first to do an APO, not take up their rights. I met the outside girlfriend come in. Yeah, the outside shareholders come in and get them thing for free.
I thought this is where it will be. It might still be the case. We'll see.
Yeah, we may very well see. The market continues to be interesting. There's something I should have said I didn't say.
Wait. Repeat what you said. Wait till the first to do what?
The first to allow themselves to
be diluted without secretary?
No, yeah, without. So like you bring in the outside shareholders. So usually you know
anything at all.
Yeah, or not enough deliberately. I mean, Barita didn't always take up everything.
How much did Jamie B take up?
I don't remember.
How much did the Jamie B majority share? I want to check that before and after. That's how I don't think they did.
Yeah,
I think that was like a weird thing to me.
Yeah, man. I think the family barely
defended
their stake.
So who came in?
That's what I say, because we've had this conversation already, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. People, let me tell you something. Don't go to war for an employer, yeah? Unless the employer don't go for war for your employer. You look stupid. Your employer will embarrass you and then fire you.
And I'll make you go buy another APO with it. Get up on Twitter. Oh God.
Oh God. Yeah. In more important news, though, I will say this. In more important news, since we do have to talk about that, it is officially end times because KFC has taken $5 off their chicken products, and I mean that is worth talking about.
I'm just waiting on the Randy tweet. What said that?
I did tweet it. Or was that to my circle? I don't remember.
I don't know.
I did tweet it though. I shocked at first and I said it is a dot, and it is a strong dot. Should be a plain dot too, but a strong dot. What I mean?
Wait for who?
You know that's true. If anybody thinks this is a dot, you can come on and talk about it.
That's the only thing I think Randy explains. I mean,
yeah, I thought it was an obvious dot.
You always think that.
That is true. You are right. I was actually about to spell it out. But maybe I'll say that for the people in the group. Big up again, Jerry. Thank you for jumping in and talking. And we're definitely in the last hour. So or maybe even the last 15 minutes. If anybody have anything they want to talk about, anything on their mind, yada yada yada, send a speaking request so we can talk about it up to the end. And
big up, big up.
Big up, Jerry. Big up.
Big up every time.
One thing most about it that is, as I tell everybody, most important thing to me about grow is the principles of me learn at grow. They can be applied to my entire life.
Everything.
I just investing.
You know, I see the most when I'm explaining things to people that not necessarily not investing. It's not, yo, this is the thing there. But then, like, talking to my brethren today about those life goals, how I'm setting them, and I realize most people don't set them in a sensible way. Like, he was talking about business people, right? And those how they set goals. I tell you, like, we were talking about thing there. Well, people want to become rich and whatever. And then they focus on, like a lot of business people, I need to get to X amount monthly. But the thought isn't, I'm getting to X amount monthly because I need a certain level of wealth or whatever. It's, I want to get to X amount monthly because I want to spend X amount monthly. So, now they're good at this 500, bro. And them reach $1 million. And the plan for the $1 million was that there's a lifestyle at $1 million that they want to afford. And we always say it. Most people don't actually invest the money that they make. They make more money, so they leave more money. And then when them can't left the business, them can't pass it on, them can't or if the business mash up, they mash up because nothing about going on the back end. So they live rich for a couple of years and then mash up after that. That's a come on story.
Yeah, the nice business and the big name is actually a high level job. That's what it really is. Yeah. And just invest. If I can't tell anybody anything, just invest. And you're right, Jerry. The principles from Grow are not investing only principles. They are they're the principles that I use in life. Is some common sense principles that just it only happened to work in the market. Let me take this KFC ad off the screen. Because restaurants in Jamaica not cutting the check for me at all. They work across the market. They work in business. They work in life. I use them in a whole heap of things. I just happen to use them in investing also, and it work, which is why I call them that. But yeah, the grower principles work. As I always say, when them stop work, I'll be the first person to tell everybody, say, yo, it don't work no more,
New rules.
New rules. Yeah. Change it like the circuit breaker. But big up Jerry.
Don't it, Randy.
Huh?
Yeah.
Shut up. I'm big up Alkaline. Jovan. Jovan, what's up? Jovan, I see you sending speaker requests. What's up? Jovan?
Yeah, good night, everybody.
Evening.
Big up, Jovan, what's up?
Yeah, we just did a action day when would we have another grow for beginners or beginners grow, because
about what?
A grow a beginner session?
Yeah.
The next one, you can always go to everymickle.com/grow. The next grow is the split grow on I think September 20 and 21st. Apologies. I should have I should have the date right at the top of my head, but I'm afraid I don't. I know there's a split grow first. I'm doing them in the same week this month. So there, September 20th and 21 is the split grow, and the regular grow is the 24th, which is a Saturday. So there's a Tuesday and a Wednesday, and then the Saturday of that week is when I'm doing it.
All right, big up.
You're ready to come to the grow now, Jovan?
Yeah, man, no problem. But just never they have the money the other day, but me never they get for do that the one the other time.
I get you.
But remember 50% discount.
Remember say it publicly. So they can always.
All right, yeah, man.
You had won it.
I will go back and find it and dig.
Yeah, man. If you remind me, and I told you I give you that, of course. Anybody who has said win anything, just DM me and you'll get it.
The cat boss there. Not say from Malik.
I did not tell Malik. I said Malik.
That's what I said. We're not here from Malik.
But I don't know. I secret listen. Walk on, Malik. Jump on. No? Jovan, how you on the KP read?
Well, I think
Jesus.
this week it go $7.70. I think sometime maybe check up on it this week. It got $7.70. So
It went to
I mean,
$7.70 once.
yeah.
Buy more?
No, I didn't buy anymore.
What the plan?
Just watch it. No,
Watch
I
it.
mean,
Go and watch one. Go and watch.
yeah, basically.
No, stop watch.
I mean,
Make a
that's
plan.
so.
Make a plan. That's what you need to do.
For
When
real.
you grow, you do everything you want to do right now.
Yeah.
And it's going to be make a plan. What you actually make a plan. Go to grow. Make him a teacher. Stop teaching long time.
Yeah, that is dangerous. The
I don't know what's going on here, but anything
Yeah.
or anything.
But Jovan, you realizing now that what I said would have happened when we spoke earlier is what's actually happening. If me remember, you remember. I don't have any money in there. You do. I know it's rough,
I
you know,
don't
but
remember.
okay.
We had a conversation regarding KP. I don't remember.
So why were you watching it? Why
So
were you
I'm now
watching it?
saying I
Then?
can ask you big up
Why
yourself.
I'm answering? Big go Jovan. All right, no problem. See you
Why am I
grow.
asking
Yeah,
about
pressure.
KPV
No,
Joe?
but for real, I don't
But it's not
remember.
pressure. I really think I'm saying about it. I don't remember the conversation. It's when Randy said I remember that, oh, you're probably I remember having conversation and say probably one of the conversations we had around KP with people that are listening. So that's what I ask.
Oh well. I mean, best of luck on
You're
it.
gonna grow. We can start it. We can talk
You'll
about
do
it.
grow.
So,
You'll be good then. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Big up. Anybody want to take up the last 5 minutes? Because I'm definitely going to bed early tonight. Going once, going twice. I forget that people require like 30 seconds for them hear that I actually ask. That I always forget that there's like a good little gap.
And request take a while before we see it and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So
I wondered
just give them the
if
5 minutes.
yeah, I wondered about I wanted to play the taking stock video, but I don't know.
If you can do it. Yeah.
I can do it. The people on YouTube would hear it. The people on Twitter probably wouldn't. So maybe I won't. I'll go and look up. Big up Kalila. Check out taking stock, and you can
Breaking news.
yeah listen to what Mr. Fosrich was saying.
Well,
Mr.
I'll go on,
Foster.
Randy.
Oh, go on.
Feel over your money. Feel over your money.
About why? I mean, yes, but why?
Because Phil ever run with it. Phil share every taking stuff. Him watch every one of them except the one where him see something in yo Jano. This is your very strong confirmation on something we've all been looking at very strongly.
And him finally see it in stop, right?
The 1 week it reached him say, yo, we're not gonna watch that week, yeah.
I miss out. Well, you know, miss out. That's another thing we should separate from the idea that it done.
Because
when
guess what? Look at Phil there. Thursday and by.
Yeah.
Friday and by. Yeah.
Yeah, and
It almost never done yet.
exactly. There's always something else happening on the market. I accidentally approved these two people. I meant to approve one. I really hope this one is not a troll. So before I talk to you, Pickles, let me ask, not Jeff Bezos. What's up? Can you hear me?
Good night.
Oh God, thank you so much. I thought you're gonna be a troll.
Oh, no. So I'm here the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, man.
So
Talk to him,
hop
man.
on.
All right.
Just
Talk to me. What's up?
Big up to all of the work you guys put in still. We're in a woolly town.
Yeah,
Good
say.
up.
Yeah, say. You do grow?
Last year, May, I did grow. And December, I did a session with Danhai. And I remember all the session with tell me about this and I probably miss out on it and I said, no man, you can still go in on that one stop there. And tell him the little story with the school thing. So I need to pay off school and thing. What's that? And I remember that all of that.
Yes.
The thing is, if I knew then when I started investing back in 2019, about 2019, winter IPO, about that time.
Wigton, yeah, May 2019.
May 2019, yeah. If I knew from them time, what I knew now, I would have made millions already. Because all my life, girlfriend, I hear yourself once I play.
Yeah, man. Not old people.
Alone,
Not take no
the
loan.
old people, they
Yeah.
bad. All of that bad. But nowadays, you tend to hear more about you can create wealth without a little bit of it.
Well, I don't know if you hear that, you know. I know say me say that. But I don't know if you hear that. I don't know if you get popular yet. But I'm gonna tell you that you can do it.
I've seen it said a couple times. I've seen it said. Even my boss says it sometimes.
Is your boss Michael Leachin?
No.
He says
no.
it. He says it.
No,
he says
no.
it.
I don't work in that industry as yet.
Okay. Neither does he.
You still work in the owner bank industry.
No, I'm still working on not really is industry, but somewhere along that line. It's finance.
All right.
So I've been learning a lot in those couple of years, listening to podcasts and we talk them and things. And I say, a lot of gems drop here, and I say, you never have to do it, but you guys make we learn a lot.
We still don't have to do it. Mm-hmm. We literally still don't have to do it, but it makes sense. You're welcome, by the way, and I say saying thanks. So you're very, very welcome.
Big up, boss.
Yeah, because I
am. Then I also 1 year, December.
It's a year in review.
Yeah. Year in review.
Yeah. Well, I say you think more coming in the next advanced grow, which this month around leverage, and I mean that is what I'm looking at, and at this point, I think it's something that should be at least taught. I taking my time to make sure I teach it and teach it sensibly and teach it practically, because it's regular people still doing it. So if you grow up here and say you should have never borrow, there's a certain way you approach things like that, and I think it's good to learn from it. And I can tell you as somebody who has felt the good and the bad of debt. So yeah, man, leverage is a serious thing. It really it's like a catalyst. If you could have make $1 million a year, if you could have borrow money, you can make 10 million. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I figured.
And the rich people know. I can think of one person who I'm aware limit the leverage that some people could access. I suspect for their own reasons. I won't put forward a reason as to why it's done, but I know that the person understands leverage, which is why the person would have done it. But yeah, biggest way to wealth. So we got to end with the man from Japan himself, the Fesco's biggest cheerleader. Yeah, man, Team Fesco himself. Sir Pickles, all on.
Yo, here. Me not stay long enough. Like literally 5 minutes, because my phone will catch a pain.
Yeah.
No, man, no Fesco. The like a backbench right now. You know. Yeah,
10 times.
I don't know. No, man, because I must have 2 other stocks on my portfolio now.
So where there's 3, you're down to 3?
Fesco preference.
No.
So whether you're down to 3, you're down to 3 stocks?
Yeah, remember I tell you I was going to do it, and I never you have to believe in me.
Are you dead? Ja.
A long time I try to believe in it. It's not it.
Yeah, so spreadsheet making some nice movement too for me. I like that. Because remember we spoke about spreadsheet ago, Randy, and we're looking at this and nothing. About a little more on that, and I'm liking the movement for that. And of course, phosphorus from them repair GPS thing them and making them PVC from them days when I phosphorus, So in there for a while, I was seeing the progress. A little news hit me the other day. So we need to get a little more aggressive in our market, and this news now kind of looking like we can increase the profit. So things looking good. In a very dead economy, in a recession. Them say recession.
You realize when you invest properly, you can't tell. you can never really tell. Just like I never really know if the market is up or down. I only know my portfolios.
Yeah, you learn from them things that I stop listening to the noise outside. People say, yeah, but the market down, but there are many things that the market.
Exactly.
I don't think people fully understand the lesson that is in that,
Probably not.
Of course, who be or people don't understand.
Generally, because I think
people generally, them decide a lot of things their own thing. That it could just mean out of stocks are down. Maybe to find the one that's up. Stock in down and find the one that's going up. Simple as that.
Yep.
So the market can do what the market can do. Market just means certain stocks down and a good amount of them. If you're in one of them, might be good, might be bad. And that's nothing's there. Leave the teaching to Randy. I don't like talk so much.
I talk
too much every day. 10 to 7 I talk. All right.
Yeah, I even make a little bit more money and then people believe my settings more. But trust me, don't worry about inflation.
What's the video the Benz one?
Yeah. Don't worry about don't worry about inflation. Not because it's not real, but because you cannot do a goddamn thing about it other than to protect yourself. You can either complain or you can profit. So look for the gains out there. And I'm saying that before JC come with shorting, which they promised. If they finally drop shorting, that is why. Sorry, it just clicked to me why the limitless guys were saying that we like APOs.
And think about how much volumes you can get from an APO fall.
Yeah.
APO.
Listen,
bro,
the second shorting is available on the JC. I will publicly rescind everything I've ever said about APOs. Bring all the APOs, especially APO NCB, APO Cygnus again, APO JM, APO anything I can put a whole heap of APO anything I can short. Please, APO those good strong companies. Because
you don't wonder if the houses that can short, they can short now, despite what everybody keeps talking.
I think one house shorts no.
No, you don't think them do an APO and then short the stock?
No.
I don't think so either, but I would be surprised if certain people short when they see an APO in the market.
I think what will happen is that somebody will do it as usual, and then everybody else will follow the faster horse. I think that's what will happen. But the first time they won't do it. They won't even know. The first few times they won't even know. Please, bring the short in and then APO everything you want APO after that. Make turn the market into the upside down. And we could start work. We could start work that way. Oh God, can you imagine leveraging JMMB and using the leverage money to cover like an option on give me something nice or deserve a shot, something well fundamentals.
Signals.
Oh God. Then yeah, let me know what about too. Anyway, people, big up. Dre, is that what you want to tell us about? One thing I want to ask you before you touch a train, Dre. You're not afraid about the FESCO sales. I see FESCO shareholders selling now.
But my little right. So my little birdie has been saying I must keep smiling. So I must say this. So I'm gonna go on do my thing.
People tell you that before them the APO, you know, brother. People tell you that because them things that the APO good, you know.
Well, if FESCO does alright, say dirt, You understand?
You mean the opposite of dirt? If FESCO says a right issue Monday morning,
trouble market.
The share price probably got 10. Yeah.
You know, which way we go.
So here's my thing. I think they could do a rights issue. I would encourage them to do a rights issue. I hope they do a rights issue. And if they do a rights issue, of course, like we said, the share price would fly, and it would explain the director's sales. Because obviously, if I know there's a rights issue, I might, and I know that I might have some units I can get. I might choose to sell now in order to get cash to fund the stake that I have to defend, because everybody have a small stake to defend, right? But suppose we're wrong. Suppose the director selling 2.3 million units and enough the units that, you know, Dre. A last week that, you know.
Yeah. Well,
We shall
we're
see.
not blind. But us we'll see what's going. Have to see if we can pick the dots.
You know what, I think I sold a lot of Fesco, and I know it went into Phosphorus. So since I was mixing those names up, it worked out.
Oh, so I ran the price. I wouldn't go Phosphorus.
Anyway, people.
I see the price falling. Big up yourself, my boss.
Anyway, people. It's been another big talk. I'm Randy. The troublemaker this week has been Danhai, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And I will see you guys next week. Big up.
Big up, people. If you understand certain jokes, Randy was definitely a troublemaker this week.
I don't know about that at all. I'd big up all government workers. Have a good night, everyone.